yeah, like definitely we have been working a lot with like everyone getting more involved, like in everything we do. So it's not only me or Peacemaker who's like doing the calls. It's also the players who always come up with small ideas. For example, every time we do mid default on Mirage, it's Aco who is controlling it. So it's how does he want to take mid? Does he want to get one boosted? What does he want to do? And I think that works out pretty well, because then it's on his comfortable zone instead of just me telling him what to do.
So let's leave it on this note then, so I can get you out of here. Look, Mad Lions, you found success today over Fnatic, and on your path, you've also beat Team Spirit, but your path's not done with yet. You actually get the opportunity now to play Navi. What do you think about playing Navi in their current form?
As far as I know, I haven't really prepared for Navi yet. So as far as I know, they didn't play that well in the CIS. I don't know, the Road to Rio or something.
That's the one.
Yeah, and so I don't really know how they will play, but I always look forward to playing Navi. I think they are a fun team to play against. It's always mind games with, I just remember playing Inferno against them, mind games about taking banana, and I like those kind of games where it's not only on the individual skill, but it's a lot on the tactical aspect, and I really enjoy playing those games.
Well, cool, man. We're going to get to actually enjoy that game a little bit later. Thank you so much for your time, Cillian, and congratulations to the Mad Lions.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's get them out of here. Let's keep the show going along here. Mad Lions, I think really surprising some people, just picking up a big W over JW.
Yeah, I mean, now beating Fnatic in a best of one last week on Mirage was one thing. Beating them on a best of three is another one. It's another sign of how deep your playbook goes, how deep your map book goes. It's very impressive. I hadn't seen it coming, to be honest. So they keep pushing the limits, they keep pushing the boundaries, and now I don't even know what I'm gonna say versus Navi. That is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, and it's not a matchup that I think that we get, all too often in consideration of how brackets break down. Even putting some of these teams in the lower bracket, as we talked about, isn't necessarily something anyone could have forecasted. I mean, look at the lower bracket. It's stacked. It's jacked. Not only that, do they hang out with the freshest dudes? So do we. We got to bring in one of them right now. A friend of mine, his name is Golden. He's going to be coming online to talk to us a little bit about the game at hand. First and foremost, commiserations. I'm sorry for your loss today, but overall, what was different from playing Complexity?
Just a lot of more hitting shots from their individual players and playing somewhat over aggressively and being confident in their plays. Like Acor just went off in the entire best of 3 series, except Train perhaps. There wasn't a lot to do there for him, but he got a lot of openings and a lot of good things coming out from him.
I asked Cillian the same question. Now you've played last week on Mirage against them, and their T side was already a problem for you, and now once again that was a problem. Is there something they do special? Is it a question of style? Why do you think it's so hard to play against their T side?
They play like their mid-round decisions were like very on point. Like everything from taking mid fast or taking mid slow, like a split second, like if we made the right timing, we could have caught them off guard, but we seem to have a hard problem in the mid area against them. And also their play like to take duels all over the maps, so sometimes you see Bobsky still making noise or taking duels in B apps, and one guy going out apps or two, or splitting fast through connector, through their own smokes. They're doing a lot of orthodox things, and yeah, I mean, they're a new team still, I believe, with Acelon. It's a lot of things to read into for the future.
All right.
Golden, I have to ask, I hope you can answer this, but this question is in regards to Flusha. Now, I've noticed that he's wielding the UMP, the UMP, in a lot of occasions, and he's having a lot of success with it. But my question is he's also busting it out on a lot of gun rounds. We saw it here in this series. We saw it in the last 2 series at DreamHack Masters. He has enough money for a rifle, but he's leaning towards that UMP. Can you walk me through the thought process behind that? Have you guys discussed that as a unit, or is that just Flusha doing Flusha things?
I would say just like Flusha doing things. He has a particular thing in mind. He has done, like, he's played with the UMP since before anyone else knew was OP. So he's been doing it for years, and I think he has his own stuff, like own plays to do. So we don't speak about that, really.
Okay.
Hey, so let's end it on this note then, because obviously today you guys go out, and that is the end of your run here at the DreamHack Masters. But I want to ask more about Swedish Counter-Strike and where it currently stands. I mean, you've got the old guard over in Dignitas. You've got NiP now; they're trying to make a run for the money. You've got you guys in the mix as well. Where do you think Swedish Counter-Strike is currently, and what do you think about, say, the up and coming players?
I think. Well, I'll go for the up and coming players. We've gone in a stale period where there's nothing coming out of the It's not the players I'm looking for. It's the teams I want to see in top 30. It's not Dignitas, NiP, and Fnatic. I want to see other teams coming up. We seem to lack in that, or we seem to lack in in-game leaders, perhaps, that bringing those teams up. But for the rest of the top 3 Swedish teams, I think we have a long way ahead of us. We need to do a lot of things more differently, and yeah, it goes to all 3 teams. If we want to be the best, we have to change our work ethics.
I have one more question, sorry, for you, Golden. Now, right now, Fnatic in the world rankings is ranked number 3. Do you personally, as the in-game leader, feel that you are a number 3 team in the world? Or is this online thing just, you guys don't feel it at all right now, the confidence level within the squad?
I'll be as blunt as I can be. It is very hard to play online right now, but we are taking measurements, and we are taking preparing differently, or doing stuff to make us feel more comfortable. We took a 1 week's boot camp, and we're going to another one in another week. So it's not like we're not trying to find ourselves. It is maybe we might be late bloomers to it, but I would say we are doing the best we can right now to prevent that.
Yeah, and I'd love to pick your brain, Golden. We got to keep the show rolling along here. I'd love to pick your brain more on the topic of online versus LAN, and just making people understand that the difference is there, that it is a substantial difference, and you can feel it, you can see it. And for Fnatic, that is the end of your guys' run here at the DreamHack Masters. So thank you for your time, Golden. I'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Cool. So, with Golden out of the picture, let's immediately jump into the stats helix. I want to do this real quick, and I want you to bang it out, Maniac. Go.
All right, we do it. Let me just pull up the clip. There you have it. It's actually interesting because Golden talked about midway reaction, and this is a good example right here. So this is a gun round. Round actually 9-9, as you can see, and the beginning will be all good if you're a Fnatic fan. I'm looking at Golden, I'm looking at Brolin over here, and as the score feed will soon appear, you will see that things go pretty well. I mean, Tres, what do you think? You start in 5v3, it looks all good?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything kind of comes together in that motion a little bit. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's simple math. 5 versus 3, you're supposed to be in full control, but this man here, he has a different idea. Look at this route he's having here. He's sneaking in towards kitchen, and meanwhile, Acor is going back towards B, as Sion is going back here as well. And suddenly a situation that looks so great just falls completely apart. Brolin gets taken down by Shush. You have JW, who has to kind of hurry up and back. Oh, hold on a second. There you have it. It's okay. I can just keep on telling what's happening here.
No, it's good.
Look at how Golden and JW are actually in a position where they get destroyed. And it is so surprising to me that a team like Fnatic in a 5 versus 3 would actually end up just completely destroyed, completely rolled over. But the timing that Shush found in the window, that is exactly what Golden was talking about. Mid-round decision, mid-round timings played a huge part for Mad Lions.
And Christine, if there's one thing that I've learned in my entire life, I'm 30 years old. There's one thing I've learned, it's to never trust the weatherman. So with that said, we're going to be going to a break. We come back, we got Vitality taking on the Ninjas in pyjamas right here in the server. You don't want to miss it. This is the place for you and me, and we hope that you will join us when we return.
summertime, sipping in a high, we caught a fever for two. Go together like neon in the night. I know I'm better with you. I know that you see me.
Well, we have a return, as well as you. Of course, if you hear my voice, that means you're at the right place at the right time, wearing the right uniform, and more importantly, with the right folks. Eating at the coolest restaurants are us, and that's going to be us sitting there ready for this Ninjas Pajamas Vitality game to take place. Best of 3 featuring Pimp. You might know him as Jacob Binnicky. We might know him as Pimpasaurus. You might also know Maniac in the middle. Of course, my name's Trace, and welcome back, everybody. This is DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and we're ready to talk a little bit here, but first and foremost, I just think, you know, Maniac, I think it's only appropriate if you can just look to your whatever side it is.
At Jacob? You want me to look at Jacob?
And just give the man a hug. I just feel like the man needs a hug. Oh, that kind of works out in a real way. It's a little bit of
Nah,
right there.
it didn't work out. Didn't feel it.
He really liked it. He just didn't want to say it. Move it on.
Stone cold. All right, well, we will move it along. Let's move it along into Swede, staying alive in this bracket. Now they're going to get to take on Vitality, and I'm talking about NiP first. When we look at the bracket itself, it kind of is a little bit self-explanatory, but perhaps you'd like to walk us through it, Jacob.
Yeah, surely. I mean, it is self-explanatory, and we did see it today already that the bracket is kind of forming up now. Mad Lions beating Fnatic. I don't know if we expected that, but that bounced up for a good matchup tomorrow. Navi taking up Mad Lions. Now, today, we're going to watch Vitality taking on NiP, a game that I'm looking very much forward to. I think both me and Maniac was a little bit disappointed in NiP yesterday. They should have beaten Astralis, and they should have beaten them more convincingly than they did. Big Clan, the big surprise of the tournament so far, absolutely cruising it through. Have a game against G2 in that upper bracket. That's going to be interesting to see later on. But for now, let's focus on Vitality. Let's focus on NiP.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do it right here. Maniac, I think just kicking it off, talking a little bit about what's going on within the Vitality camp is probably your specialty. So why don't we just do this right here? What do we know about Vitality?
What do we know? Well, Vitality is a team that is currently finding its new identity. Obviously, the loss of Alex was a heavy hit for them. It wasn't easy at all. He was doing a lot of the jobs, so Apex actually stood up, rose to the occasion, became the IGL. Obviously, as he said in an interview the other day, helped by Ixtas, their coach, massively. I think Shox's position has changed a little bit in the team. He is more of a voice now. He has more responsibility as well. So it is a Vitality that is trying to find its new shape, trying to find its new way to approach the game. Apex said he still has a lot to learn, not only as an IGL, but as a captain. I really like that comment he made in the interview. He said, you know, I know the game, I know Counter-Strike, but I still have to improve as a captain. I need to lead my men, I need to be an example, and he still needs to learn to do that, but that's a long way, and I appreciate how self-aware he was.
I 100% agree. I think it's great to see Shox getting some more responsibility and also looking into his statistics, right? The past month, he's been sitting at a 1.09 rating, which is 0.08 better than it is the past 3 months. So he's getting better. He's stepping it up. He's getting back to the level where he's not only a guy on the server who is, of course, going to be a voice in the server, but also a guy that actually clutches out rounds, win rounds, and become a hardcore fragger. We talked about it. If this lineup of Vitality want to be a team to be reckoned with, not in terms of like being a top 5 team, a top 10 team, but want to be the best team in the world, we need Shox back at his prime time, and we need Cyber to continue what he's doing. And by the looks of it, Shox is slowly but surely getting back to that shape where he's just going to be a monster to play against.
And is it a strange sentiment to have? Because it's almost like this lineup was not founded around the principle of, hey, let's play around Zyu and whatever magic he can bring in the server. But now it seems like it's kind of shifting away from that, and that's got to be beneficial for Vitality.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, I've been there. I've been in a team where you depend on only one player. In the time it was Kenya's, and it didn't work out to make the cut. Counter-Strike is just too heavy competitive right now. You cannot have just one player shining and destroy everyone. The simple case is also very clear about that. You need to have a whole roster. You need to have a system coming with you. So Shox being that number 2, I think Mizuta could be a number 3 as well in terms of fragging. He's been doing well. I think his debut have been good, but you need more than just a shining Zebu. And just to touch quickly on the Apex topic and the IGL scene, these teams have played in the past 3 months 12 maps against each other. They have played every map but Train. So when you're an IGL, when you go into the mental game, when it becomes a chess game, this is going to be a weird one and certainly a special one to call for Apex.
Yeah, I would really hate to spoil the vetoes right now, so I'm not going to. But instead, we'll hear what Vitality's got cooked up over in their camp.
first, we didn't expect Heroic to pick Mirage, so we were not as much prepared for it. And it's a map we didn't play a few days, so we take it as definitely an experience to learn from it and to be ready for the other teams if they pick Mirage again.
Given a gap to work with, just barely misses that op shot. I mean, we saw Bora pressured so quickly off the triple box. Masuda, so much cash.
Playing this two against Heroic was pretty fine. We were prepared for it, and it was really important for us to show that we still have the level on this two because we lost it 2 or 3 times in a row.
Already. They're going to be trying to cross on long. RPK, tapping them back. 3! Whoa. It all falls on Cadian, and it's a difficult 1v4 clutch.
So far, our Vertigo is pretty good. I think a lot of teams are scared about us on it, and we just proved again tonight that we're definitely enjoying the map, and we are ready to face anyone.
He's going to jump down into the bomb site, but it's S's to best him, and Apex looking to find his impact. Bomb carrier back behind the orange, and Tessa, he's looking the wrong direction. Cadian's going to get pushed. Bomb goes down, but still Apex, he has taken back the site by storm. And Nico, he's got only 4 health. Apex, hell of a...
Talking about NiP, it's a team we are playing in every event. I don't know how much time we played in, like 2 or 3 weeks. It's amazing. It's definitely gonna be a tough match. When you play a team like this so often, you adapt to the other. The last time we met them, it was a really hard fight, and I know for sure that it's gonna be a hard fight again. Let's just try to enjoy the game and see how it goes. Have fun.
And it's almost like he does it on purpose, but you know he doesn't. How is Apex such a meme machine, Maniac?
I don't know. He has the power in itself, and it's a great power that comes with great responsibility. He's always capable of making the weirdest faces.
Yeah.
It's the favorite aspect of play with Apex, for sure.
No, Jacob, can you give me like, there was one really famous one, right? Before we talk about the ninjas in pajamas, there's one really famous one. I think he's like, something like that, no? There it is. Yeah, I think he had his eyes open, but you get the point.
The Photoshop potential, that one.
The photo, yeah, just for Jacob, though.
I messed up. You always do that, Dmitry.
Yeah, I did it too, so don't feel bad, Pimp Stash. Okay. Now, with that said, let's get into the discussion that is the ninjas in pajamas. We saw them beat Astralis, which is already weird to say, just rolling off the tongs right here.
Yeah, and it's even more weird when you think to yourself that we saw them beat Astralis and there was a horrible showing by NiP. They weren't looking good yesterday. They were supposed to beat Astralis. They're supposed to do it convincingly. I think both me and Matthew agrees that this lineup, when you look at the players, it's a very interesting prospect right now. A lot of young talent, a lot of untested potential, dare I say it, and the fact that they didn't play better against Astralis, who's currently bleeding and playing with 7, 8, 9, 10 man rosters, we don't even know. It's not looking good, right? So yesterday was a day off for NiP. The only positive thing I want to drag away was Twist having an immense game, especially on Overpass, clutching it out, dragging them through it, and the fact that NiP already now is at a point where even they're having a bad game, even though they're not playing well, they're still able to win. And that is, after all, a healthy sign.
Yeah, super healthy. And speaking of the health of this lineup, it was a healthy showing, and moreover, a physical fitness test for Twist yesterday, as he had to put this team on his back in a game where we saw Twist do just that and actually be the turning point, be that deciding factor in beating Astralis. Now, I like to say, okay, a player like Plopsky, also possible to have that sort of lethality in the server. What's your take, Maniac?
Yeah, I agree, and I think as expert, it is one of the difficulty that we have right now is to pinpoint the win conditions of NiP. At the same time, it feels like everyone can have a great game and just take it over, but at the same time, who will do it consistently? It does look like Nog and Plopsky will be the 2 players you will go to when you hope for these big performances, but what is great to see is that when these 2 disappear, you can have a player like Twist showing up, taking over clutch after clutch and winning the game. Now, is he going to be able to do that on a regular basis? I'm not exactly sure, but still some questions around the NiP lineup, and I totally echo Jacob's sentiment. Yes, they won against Astralis. Yes, that is supposed to be great, but the fashion really wasn't here.
I mean, what we're saying right now about what Twist did yesterday is kind of relevant to what we're saying about ZywOo with the creation of Vitality, right? Like, in terms of you can't always count on those big chess pieces to make the moves that are necessary. Either way, let's hear from the side of the Ninjas in Pajamas, and perhaps they've got some insight for us.
Yeah, the game against Astralis was really crazy. In the first map, we had pretty good control over everything. they started to get some rounds in the end. And but then we managed to close it out.
Coming in on this wrap, and Hampus, yeah, he's terrified. Like, where are you even looking if you're Hampus? They're everywhere, and Yugi's going to be the man to remove it from this bomb site. However, the Deeg is quickly sprung to life. He's looking for the fight, but Rez doesn't give it up.
The second map, I don't know what happened. Like the communication was a little bit off, and yeah, they played really good on the Nuke, and we weren't really like ready for everything they did. But the overpass, I don't know, it was a roller coaster of a map. Like they had, I mean, we had 8-1 lead, I think, 8-2 or 8-1, and then they managed to come back to 8-7, and then they had a lead in 15-10, and then the twist comes in, clutching 1v4 or 1v3.
He's able to just single-handedly close this last round out. He's done a lot, he's gotten 3, and now it falls to the twist to try and get 3 or 4 of his own, I guess. NiP want to keep themselves in this game. Oh, but Twist playing the mind games and Device on the angle. Oh no, the quick switch, it couldn't be worse timed. He gets the kill anyway.
Oh, is he making noise? Did Twist know? I think he does. He's heard everything. Twist is in a reposition snap. He's not going to check it, and that is the clutch.
To play against Vitality again, it feels like we just know like everything we're gonna do. Like we know their strat book and they know our strat book. So I think playing against them is gonna be like, I think coming up with like individual part. I think that's gonna matter the most, because the strategies, like it feels like we both know them so well. So I think the individual is gonna be like the most important to beat them. We're coming for that revenge Vitality. Even though we've played 10 times the last 2 weeks, we're still ready and hungry for coming for that revenge.
You want to talk about being ready and hungry? Well, NiP certainly got a taste of the delicious treat that was Astralis yesterday, and now they're going to get the chance to try on some different cuisine, perhaps some French cuisine, and we're going to be taking a look at that. But first and foremost, I want to ask you right away what the maps are going to be. What are we talking about when it comes down to a map veto, ladies and gentlemen? I look at this Ninjas in Pajamas and Team Vitality going head-to-head, and I see only 3 maps possible.
Okay, I think Vertigo has a chance to be one of these maps. I think Nuke could be as well. But there are some questions regarding the veto. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't a white and black scenario.
No, like you said it yourself, right? These two teams have played almost all 7 maps in the map pool. Train is the one certain we know it's not gonna be. Mirage coming in from NiP, Nuke coming in from Vitality. It's like it could be the other way around. We saw it, you know, NiP could have been the team picking Nuke, and I feel like Vitality could potentially have been the team picking into Mirage. So I think both these teams are feeling rather comfortable with these maps. I think both of the teams are thinking to themselves that, hey, we're supposed to be the better team, so let's go with something we're comfortable with, and if we're better, we're going to beat them on their home ground as well.
Okay, here's what's interesting with the map quickly. I mean, Vitality go for that Nuke pick again. Last time and Blast, they got destroyed by NiP 16-7 on Nuke. So that shows confidence. That shows, you know, they have a set of whatever, and they're ready to take on Nuke again. And NiP, on the other hand, they shied away from Overpass. They had picked Overpass. They lost that map, so they go for Mirage. I can respect that. Inferno as their 3rd map. Okay, I'm fine with that. I thought that Vertigo could be the 3rd map, but NiP quickly pushed that one down. So, okay, Mirage, Nuke, Inferno. I'm not exactly sure who it favors. I'd give a slight advantage to Vitality, I think.
Okay, well, you know, that's your opinion. And that's just your opinion, dude. So on that note, we've got the maps. We know exactly what's going on here. We'll come back with some more predictions for you all, but we do know it's going to be Mirage. We do know it's going to be Nuke. We know it's going to be Inferno. And we know that you can participate in Twitch chat. That's right, by using your favorite hashtags. Hell, they're probably not even your favorite hashtags, but we're going to ask you to use them anyway. It's going to be #Vitality or #NiP. Now, either side that you choose, we're going to tally up those votes and take a look at it when we come back from this break. We're going to have this first map of this matchup coming your way.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back working from home and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
That same old feeling. Don't know what's right or wrong. Searching for meaning. I've been thinking about it way too long. So whatever you long for, don't give up along the way. Don't give up along the way, you know, and cherish the moment. Come on up and just let go. Come on up and just let go. No more competing. Bound to your inner voice, yeah. Things seem misleading, just until you stop and make your choice. So whatever you long for, don't give up along the way. Don't give up along the way, you know, and cherish the moment. Come on up and just let go. Come on up and just let go. Let it 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 go.
Time to nip it in the bud for Vitality. We're going to be looking at a best of three here. We do have our three maps. We also have Pimp, or whatever you want to call him. I would call him more so like the Dwight Schrute of esports. And then, of course, to his left, we have Maniac. Not really sure where he kind of falls into there, but we'll figure something out for him. Perhaps you have a few ideas yourself over there in Twitch chat. We already asked you to spam. So that means that we probably got the votes tallied up even more so. We can take a look at those really quickly and begin to dive into what is an actual prediction here by our analyst. And also, let me, oh, that's actually really close. That's very scarily close. Now, let me just also invite you along for a little bit of a journey with me and alongside of us. DreamHackPick'em.com is where you could show up these two gentlemen right there. I was close. These two gentlemen right here that you know more than they do. So let's start with you, Maniac. What do you think? What is your prediction? What is your absolute guns to the wall here prediction?
So my absolute prediction will be Vitality winning in 3 maps. They have won 3 of the last 3 BO3s. I think their map pool is a bit deeper. I think their roster is a bit deeper as well. Obviously, you have ZywOo. Now we've come to a time where you cannot not mention the guy. He's one of the best players in the world. He was the best in 19. He's slowly but surely going back to his very monstrous form. And then you have Shux finding his own way right now. Misuta stepping up to the occasion, being quite solid for a rookie. So for all these reasons, my prediction will go to Vitality.
Yep, and with that prediction, you know, Pimp, I look at this and I think that solidifies the fact that Maniac is the Andy Bernard.
Andy Bernard, okay, I can roll with that.
Yes, that does make a little bit more sense. Right. So, Jacob, let's look at it from your end, though, the Dwight Schrute perspective on this game.
Andy Scherzel is a fool. I think Vitality will win, but I think they'll win 2-0. I look at the maps and I think to myself, NiP, the showing they had yesterday on Nuke wasn't looking good at all against a very vague Astralis. They couldn't get it going. They got absolutely manhandled by a Danish team that were not supposed to win yesterday. So I don't think that's a great pick for them coming in against Vitality. You look towards the other map as well. I'm not really sure. You know, I think Mirage is a map where Vitality, they're playing well. ZywOo, if he gets going with the AWP, it can only be Twist and Nok that can stop him, and they have to take that duel. And I just think ZywOo right now is in a state of mind where he's just ready to kill everyone. So I expect a close game. I expect 2 close maps, but I think Vitality will edge out both. Also, watch out for RPK. I have a feeling he's going to go crazy today.
So I'm looking at you two, and I'm not even going to talk about my prediction. I just kind of want to expand on yours for the time being. And I want to say that, yeah, we've already kind of touched on the fact that, yeah, they can't really rely on Twist to bail them out like that. If it's not Twist, if it's not Nok picking up an AWP or being versatile with a rifle, what is it that we're really looking at here as sort of a pitfall for the NiP side?
You want to go down the line? I mean, it's 5 players, so if we take them out one by one, what's that? There's Plopsky left in there, obviously. There's Rez left in there. 2 of these players could actually show up. I think Rez's position in that team is actually quite interesting, right? Because he used to be the young superstar surrounded by monsters of experience and veterans when he was with Get Right, Exist Forest. And now he's supposed to be more of the mentor. He's supposed to be the all-around player that does it all, that can explain it to the other players, the youngsters around him. So I'm not exactly sure where he fits in that lineup. I'm not sure he himself realizes what positions he has, but this is not the Rez superstar anymore. He's become a role player. He needs to teach, he needs to show the way, and leave Nok and Plopsky, these types of players, just show up and be the stars of tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm looking for those things. And obviously, when I look a little bit further, I look at NiP, and I have a sort of expectation from them. After yesterday, you would think that would light some fire underneath them. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. NiP is going to be my pick. I'm just going to throw it out there so we can continue on. The graphics guy can carry on with his way. And for me, obviously with NiP, like I said, I think that yesterday lights a fire. Maybe it invigorates them and shows them that, hey, that they're capable of doing these things. They're capable of beating these big names. And surely they put Vitality up there on that list, Jacob.
If the question was who's going to be the better team in 6 months from now, I'd probably put my money on NiP, to be completely honest, depending on whether ZywOo stays or not, depending whether ZywOo decides to be even better than he is now. But NiP has the more potential, I think. As for right now, I think NiP yesterday showed us how early it is. You know, we have to be realistic as well. Hampus was just brought in as a new in-game leader. They're still trying to accommodate him, trying to facilitate him within this lineup. He probably has a few ideas that he want to implement into the lineup as well, and that takes time. So I think NiP, as of right now, is a bit too immature in the sense that they're not ready to consistently beat teams like Vitality, and that's why I'm going with Vitality today. That being said, though, if NiP is hitting a good day, if Twist is showing up like he did yesterday on Astralis, there's definitely enough potential within the ranks of NiP to win. But today, I think Vitality got what it takes, and that should be enough. Also, ZywOo and RPK in the same team. I'm excited, Trace.
So let's take that right there, right? I mean, but obviously we knew Maniac was going to choose Vitality. That's a no-brainer, right? Yeah.
Why?
And if I'm the Michael Scott of CSGO, which I think is appropriate,
Sure.
Okay, well, you know, that's all up for debate still. We'll figure that one out in due time. I think, obviously, if we look at this, we have Mirage, Nuke, and Inferno. Is this going to be an extended series? Is this going to be one of those that is done rather convincingly, or are we looking at something where it's knocked down, drag out, slobber knocker of a matchup that gives us 3 maps?
I think this is more likely to be the scenario. I think we are in a space where both teams could actually beat the opponent's pick. I can see NiP winning on Nuke. It happened last week. I can definitely see Vitality win Mirage because, as Jacob said, they know how to play the map, and NiP have given us enough reason to doubt them. So I do believe we're in for the long run. We're in for 3 maps and a banger of series.
Nah, it's going to be a super close series. It's going to be 2 super close maps, but I think Vitality is going to have enough in order to edge it out on both maps. As said, I think NiP is a great prospect, and I think what we saw yesterday from NiP is most likely not going to be the level that they're going to showcase all the time, but it was enough to tell me that they're maybe a little bit too immature just yet in order to be ready to really take on teams like Vitality on a consistent basis. Also, as I said, Shox, he's starting to look good. Saivu is looking good. I think RPK have had a great tournament so far, at least a playoff so far has been looking good for him. So there's too many good players on Vitality right now that I believe NiP has what it takes in order to win these 2 maps.
So if I look at this, we talk about a resurgence of RPK. What does that mean to you, Maniac? You've been watching the French scene probably since you were born, actually, now that we really pinpoint it down to a specific date. So talk to me about like a resurgence of Le Tank and what exactly that means for not the French scene, but for Vitality.
Thinking about Counter-Strike since I was born, yeah, it's pretty correct. I mean, 20 years ago is the first time I played the game, so I was 9-year-old. So that's been a long ride. Listen, looking at RPK and seeing him flourish, actually, it makes me happy. I think when we brought him back to the game with Titan in 2015, it took us about 8 minutes to realize that mechanically he would always be a redundant player. He has something with the way he plays the game, a simplicity and efficiency that is not shared by many players, but he needed time to learn the game. He needed time to cut up with the meta, understand how we were playing the game. Now it's become very much more tactical than it was when he was shining in the CS Source days. So it was a long journey for him. I also think that RPK is a great teammate to have. He's a very great companion to have on War. He's always nice, always happy, always in a good mood. He's bringing positive energy. So his success just generally makes me happy.
So just to clarify, when I bring these commentators in, I'm going to make them talk about this a little bit, even though they might not know the difference. Maniac, what you've just said is that Counter-Strike Global Offensive is forever more tactically and technically challenging than Counter-Strike Source ever was. Is that, can we quote you on that?
And then 1.6. You can quote me on that.
Because Source was way more tactical than 1.6.
I know where you wanted to go. I know where you wanted to go, Trace.
No. Let's go to the game. I'm sorry, guys. We can talk about this in our digital green room down there in one of the other channels. We need to go to the casters right now, or I would like to call them commentators because that's their actual job. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Matthew. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Harry Russell and Hugo Byron, not from Brighton Beach and not from Oxfordshire, respectively, but of course they have selected sides. And Hugo, I think in this moment we look at Harry and we think, WTF, mate.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty normal day in the office, Trace. He's a real panderer to the crowds, he is. And Swedes, they didn't work for him earlier on, so he switched over to the Frenchies. Of course, Harry, you want to defend yourself here?
And the Danes. He was the Danes before that, right?
He was Swedes, he was Danes, he was all over the place, Trace. He doesn't care. He just wants the victory. He wants that medal. He wants that, necklace, medal, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. Harry, take it. Defend
pendant,
yourself.
a chain. Harry, explain yourself. Kind of give your side here. Because as someone that has, obviously done a little bit of crowd pandering in my day, what's it feel like?
Oh man, it feels great. Also, I didn't just want to, I've already had the Swedish flag up here earlier, right? I didn't just want to be Swede all day, I wanted to mix it up a bit. And the French flag's great looking. It looks lovely. I feel like I'm leading the revolution right now. I'm trying to big up Vitality to you gents. And I think Vitality have got this one in the bag. Zywoo's been looking so good as of late.
So you went from sweet to sour. I'll leave you guys on that note. Thank you so much, Hugo. Take us.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Yeah, our taste buds, they're ready and raring to go, and I hope NiP and Vitality are as well. Harry, this is a mad matchup. We have had this game 6 times in 2020 since Katowice. Actually 7 if you include a BO1 at Blast. Now, in those 6 BO3s that these guys have played, Vitality have won that 5 times. So, that really screams French to me.
Yeah, there's another reason why I have this flag in the background. Hugo, by the way, I know that you're wearing a nice little... I've never seen you wearing this on camera yet. So
I've worn it. I wore it back at
Actually, you did wear it on... Yeah, Road to Rio. What? Is there some meaning behind this?
No, this was actually bought for me by my favorite commentator in the world, actually. Trace Stonis Aranthus. He managed to pick up this big green affair. No, Harry, this is actually you. You've really kitted me out with clothes over the last few months. It's weird.
So I bought it for you, man. Yeah. I didn't even remember that. We spent so much time back in the LAN house that I completely forgot. But I guess I did. I just wanted to plug that. I guess I'm an all right guy after all.
Well, you're pushing the narrative, Harry. Trace is in my ear, and hopefully we can get security to escort him out of the building. I'm sure someone will be on the way. And well, we're waiting in the wings for NiP right now and Vitality. You know, best of 3, Harry. Are you expecting a 2-0? Are you expecting a dominant win for Vitality, or do you think it's going to be a little longer affair?
I think it could be a 2-0, if I'm being honest. I think it could be. And that's quite a big talking point, because you and me, Hugo, we don't get many 2-0s, okay? Like, we specialize in the 3-map series. Yeah. And I don't know. I think Vitality have just looked really good as of late. NiP, I'll be honest, like, they're playing for the long game, in my opinion. The immediate change of bringing Hampus in over Lekro hasn't, like, screamed great results to me off the bat, and I don't think that's why they made the change either. You know, they didn't bring Hampus in like, yeah, Lekro was just terrible, and we want to, you know, we want to start fragging. You know, like, that's not why you brought Hampus into the squad. You brought him in to take the reins when you don't have a threat in a position where he can lead during the games anymore. So it is like playing for the long game, but I think that's hurt them pretty substantially in the short term. So for me, I'm just looking at Vitality, and I'm believing they could 2-0 this. Even if you look at like win rates on these maps, right? They're massively favored on all of them. As you mentioned, they've won rather the majority of these series whenever they've met in the past before. So yeah, we've got a lot of data to go off. We've got a lot to look at, and for me, I'm just looking at Vitality through and through. Well, we are just a few seconds away from getting into the action, Harry. I think one talking point quickly that's kind of cool, as Trace zooms in my camera from the back of the studio, security Trace, they're on their way. What was I talking about? Danish teams, that's what I was going to say. Both these teams defeated Danish teams to actually get here in the playoffs inside of the lower bracket, right? NiP beating Astralis yesterday, I'm sure you remember that one. And of course, Heroic falling to Vitality. So yeah, that's kind of weird that both these teams have knocked out 2 of the 3 Danish teams left in this tournament. Mad Lions is the only team that now is still here. North are obviously grouped back in that Danish derby with all the Danish teams in their group as well. So yeah, we've had some pretty mad times, and you know, honestly, I agree. I think Vitality definitely got the edge here. NiP, you know, they started off this year so well, so it's such a shame to see them fall off. But like you said, like, playing for the long game, playing for the future, and hopefully all those results will come through eventually. Maybe they'll even come through here, right? Don't count NiP out. Just because everyone's leaning in the way of the French doesn't mean this one's a lock-in. And we start on NiP's map pick, a map traditionally that's not been too great for them, but that can only assume that they've been doing their homework. Yes, indeed, Hugo. We are ready to get this one underway, and it's all going to begin with an A play from NiP. Masuta back here in CT spawn has Apex and ZywOo inside the site to help him out. And ZywOo, here's a nice start to the pistol. What? Oh my goodness, he's on for the ace. Oh, he's going to get it. And that right there is why I'm flying the French flag right now. Team Vitality, they lock in a pistol round. ZywOo with an ace to begin this game. And this is what happens. If you ignore your demons catch up to you. And that's what ZywOo is. This guy is some otherworldly being. And, well, quite the beginning to this series, Hugo.
That's really, if you're NiP in the TS, you have to just laugh after that one, right? Like, what else can you even do? That's just brutal. The Glocks, they get a kill in the middle, but ZywOo's here, and he's here to double his KD. RPK also assisting from the short side. Boost could come in from lower. There's only Glocks, but there's a chance they could do some damage here. Oh dear, yeah, no head armor for Shox. He gets put down in just 2 shots. The first bullet finds him on 3, and the second, well, will end his round. ZywOo's been here the entire time. He's just turned away. RPK baiting them in, and ZywOo will escape as this bomb is retreating, and for good reason. Look at Hampus. He's already in the B bomb site. Oh no, this is a Glock round that NiP might win. This is crazy. They're running in through the apartments. Everyone's here for Vitality. They know what's going on, but they've been smoked out of the damn market, for crying out loud. There's no one there to stop them. So Vitality will regain that control as the bomb gets planted, but a man down and with a gun given over, there is still a hell of a chance. Masuta, he hears the Glock triple and he will take him down, but wow, Hampus with 3, pivots off the bench, finds everyone, and NiP, they don't spend $1, but boy, do they make some. That's just such a huge round. That's surely not something that the Vitality were accounting for. ZywOo, it's kind of a classic case, isn't it, Harry? He gets the ace in the pistol round, and then in the second, he is avoided. Oh, and it gets worse and worse.
Oh. You hate to see it. You really hate to see it, especially after such a strong start, man. That advantage now taken for NiP. They're looking to get this round locked on in. Masuda's good for one, but that's it. Ooh, nice kill from RPK. All right, maybe there is still a chance, Hugo.
Harry, I think there's one thing we need to learn from this game already from round 2 is every round is winnable. And, you know, it's something that we often forget and we get re-reminded in the wildest of times. And I think this game is one of those times. Glock a win in the second, the Force in the third, and Vitality are looking to bounce back. That Molly kills Shox. Surely it's going to spread. Surely he's dead, but no Shox. He is the fire breather, and he's going to walk right through it like it's nothing.
Oh dear, it's all onto Hampus, but he's removed one of the 3 players, now 2.
Oh!
He's gonna get them all. Hampus holds his own. So that round gets stolen back by NiP. What a weird start to this series, right? We had ZywOo get an ace in the pistol, then a Glock victory in the second round from NiP, then the force buy of Vitality. And almost nets them this third round on the board, but doesn't happen. NiP are able to convert it at the very, very end. So now it is just vanilla pistols here, a couple of upgrades for Vitality. Not much to go off of.
Yeah, they've got Hampus to thank, right? Not only getting that FAMAS in the second round and getting 3 kills on B, but finding the 3 kills and the 1-on-2 on the A site right there. So big work from Hampus, who, yeah, like when we first saw him join this team, as often is the case, you know, he struggled individually, but he certainly looked better and better every game, and I hope, you know, Threat has had some impact in that sense as well. This is just a B clear for NiP. They're not going to have too much of a problem you'd like to think, but here I am jinxing it once again. Shox finds a kill with a pistol. Going to smoke the molly, but Vitality getting closer. They're not waiting around. I almost like this because they've got the flank as well, distracting his Apex in the backline. Nook lines up a double, and he sprays him down with Twist's assist, and it's Apex alone. Oh, he's running the gauntlet, pistol out. He had an AK, but he didn't want to switch mid-fight, and Twist will take him down. 3 from him, 2 from Nook, and 3 for NiP. They finally get rid of the pistols. Comes at a cost, Harry, but at the end of the day, it is the lead for the Ninjas.
I'm already getting excited, though, from what we've seen from ZywOo at this A-bomb site. Even in that round there, able to put the USP to use to get kills and find success. Now, in this round, Nook tries to go through the con smoke. He actually gets cut down by Apex and ZywOo, split between mid and connector. Masuda's holding on to the palace, but they're already within the site. He's going to turn back around, but he gets dropped from beneath it. This is a bit of a weird round here. Vitality weren't really ready for NiP to be so deep, but they've recovered well. Twist comes in with 1. ZywOo's back with the response, and this leaves Twist all alone in the 1v3.
Well, Twist, Harry, if you think back to yesterday, it was a bit of a clutch criminal against Astralis. He saved that series against 15, finding 3 clutches in 5 rounds, taking NiP to overtime, a lot of them with the AWP as well. Weapon of choice, first spot, first shot, not connecting. Doesn't know there's 2 players there either. Molly on the stairs, but Twist is out of here. He's had enough. And I think that's actually a really valiant call in this one. Not one you want to make, but he might, I mean, he might not be done. He might go ramp and try and take another fight, right? But yeah, nah, Twist is out of here. And I agree with that. You know, you got 30 health, save the orb, give away a round to Vitality, and have another chance in the follow-up. Because if we look at the money of NiP, they're not really rich by any means. But Nook can buy, he can drop a gun, Plopsky can afford 1. So we can get 4 rifles minimum here for NiP, if not more. So things are just fine and dandy. Ooh, Twist. Ooh, dear. He spots an arm and a leg, and he'll take one down. It's ZywOo gone, but no more to be found. 10 seconds, and he's out of there. That's actually a really big pick because, you know, if you win a round with 3 alive, you make profit. But if you win a round with 2 alive, you don't. So, yeah, Twist, it makes a significant difference in the bank accounts of Vitality there with just that 1 kill, finding ZywOo getting out alive. So, Vitality, they've got to buy around that. You can see ZywOo's can't afford a rifle, unfortunately, as a result. But NiP, they've got 3 guns, 2 Deegs.
So he's going to go aggressive. He's not a fan of all like this waiting around, like, you know, playing Counter-Strike how it's meant to be played. No, he's a man of action, and he's a man who likes action as well. Some even call him the action man. He's over here towards the top of mid. He's actually going to take this short position instead. And that's probably the right decision to make, because Twist's AWP was homed in at the top of middle. Now that NiP start to creep on in towards mid, they've spread out. They've taken this early default, right? They got players at ramp, players at Palace grabbing some mid control. You got Plopsky holding on to apps. And so they're just waiting, hoping that they can catch Vitality a little bit out of position, you know, maybe trying to go aggressive here at some avenue of the map, and then they can just react off the back of it. The bomb is dropped in such a way that you can either pick it up rotating to B, or as Plopsky comes back from that side of the map, or maybe Twist rotates in through T-spawn, they can grab the bomb. So NiP, they can be very versatile here. They can just react based on where they find success in this round. And you will see Nuke now rotating back, grabbing that bomb. This is going to be the B play as a result, with Rez lurking late out from Palace. Hampus is waiting in this mid-smoke, hoping that he gets something out of it, but Apex just deletes him at the first hurdle. And now NiP setting up this utility to try and allow this B play to come through. Plopsky with the AK, looking to open things up, and he does deal with RPK. Now the rotates come through, and Plopsky's just cutting them down. There's another man at short, and Plopsky does damage, does get found by Shocks, but Twist is able to trade. It's NiP sat a man up with this bomb down.
Ooh, Apex, the timing as well. He almost got behind cover coming out from short. I think he was earlier than NiP expected, but they will swing from the site and find a fourth. Nice stuff for NiP, looking competitive nice and early in this game, which is what we wanted, right? Like, when you look at the numbers for NiP, this map of Mirage, despite it being their pick, it really hasn't been a good map for them as of late. So, yeah, I mean, last time they played it was an overtime loss to Vitality. Game before that, an overtime loss to FaZe. So, like, you know, competitive at least, but not victories. Right now they're looking to change that, and a nice grenade from Twist with damage from Rez finds Wu in the window smoke. Apex deeks down 1 from Con, but NiP will smoke him off and keep him out of this position. RPK moving back into window. Does I would drop anything? Probably not. Not more than a pistol at least, and well, RPK won't get a chance to get it anyway. Mizutu's got a weapon, but that is the only weapon for Vitality.
This is looking to end up inside of the A-bomb site, but with Masuta pushed into Palace, he's able to, well, firstly, he's allowed for this double stack at B to come through, because as NiP go into the A site, he can just emerge later in the round to try and shut it down. He also gets this information that it is going to be an A play. However, that Molotov sends Masuta out of the round, and so suddenly he's going to be a lot more hard-pressed to get anything done from this Palace position. Apex has degged down a second, and then tries to come in through the connector. The Twist is ready up on top of Ticket. Masuta looked like he wanted to try and get that trade there and then, and he will look to get out from the Palace side, but Plopsky comes back around to deal with him. And so NiP now in the 3-on-1. This should be a pretty much done deal. Shocks is going to look for the AK and try and run for the hills. He will get away with it for now, but Hampus catches him over in the window. NiP take themselves a 5th round. Something that I'm already liking is that it feels like we've got Plopsky and Twist both playing great in the server. I feel like Plopsky, when Lekro was in this team, man, Plopsky made all the difference. Just time and time again, he was having these incredible performances. And then as of late, it's felt a little more inconsistent with Plopsky. The fact that he's looking so good here and now, and then he's got, you know, the rest of the gang alongside him. Twist's AWP is looking really good. Hampus is feeling it right now.
Ooh.
This could be a good series for NiP.
Yeah, nice change though from Vitality. They adapt and overcome. Hampus dead, and now he's got a lead from the sidelines. Plopsky, oh dear, he's ready and waiting. ZywOo walks into short and loses his life. Plopsky takes ladder. NiP back into a 4-on-4 like that, but it's immediately taken away. They know ladder has been lost, so they've got to be careful of another man there, but Rez is the man they need to be careful of. Shox trades, Plopsky finds his second of the round, and this is a great brawl for NiP, but Vitality are not letting go of the baton. RPK going back in, he's caught Plopsky with grenades out, he's going to go above the ladder. RPK spamming, he didn't hear Plopsky go up, he must have snuck the ladder, but even so, RPK caught out, and that's going to be Shox alone. It's very rare to see someone as experienced and good as RPK get surprised in such a way, but nice escape from Plopsky, his third kill of the round. Shox gambling on B, and it's the wrong call. Little does he know, Twist has a bomb on ramp. They're just waiting to see if a kill will come their way. Twist is eventually going to make his way onto the site, but that plant will be given away, and Shox can't stop it yet. Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, heartbreak for Shox. He realizes it's an A plant, and then he's going to pick up the pace, and that might just leave him walking into the firing line of Plopsky. He's been waiting so patiently. That's the AWP retrieve, but that's what Plopsky was waiting for. It was a little bit of a bait. He knew the AWP was down short side, and so he just plays around that. He knows that if Shox has gone towards B, he's going to try and retrieve that gun.
Smart.
So he'll mop this round up. It's another one on the board for NiP. This is unreasonable.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, the jump as well. He just hits space and goes flying forward. Oh dear. I saw he went above. I didn't see he landed on his head. Like, that was crazy. Yeah, Plopsky looking good. Twist alongside him, and these two are a big reason as to why NiP are in such a good position. They clutch out that round, and they lead 6-2 on the T side. Yeah, as said, 16 maps in 2020. That's a lot of maps for a head-to-head anyway, but as said, 6 BO3s in that, 5 of them won by Vitality, and almost every single one of them going to 3 maps. So, worth keeping that in mind. Deegs out for the Frenchman. NiP is going to go for a flat A take, and there's no one here to stop them. Vitality have stacked B. Mazuta's the only man here. He needs like 3 kills for this to even be close for Vitality. Good luck.
Well, he said he needs 3. He gets 1 and then gets traded. That is all for Masuta. Taiwu was spotted over in jungle, and that needs a nade to follow up on an Apex who takes up that position. One going down, and Plopsky on a real tear right now, gets fully blinded by that flash, but Twist has got his back. We get the info that even more players reside here. Plopsky takes matters into his own hands, and NiP, they get a 7th on the board, and this is scary. You've got kind of all the right players showing up, and then you still have guys like Nuke, who it's really not uncommon to see him popping off for NiP. You've still got him like waiting in the wings. We haven't even had to see him really, perform just yet. So this is a pretty scary spot to be in.
And NiP calling out a pause after a round win. That's what I like to see. That's some good stuff right there, Harry. That's belief in your own game plan, and even realizing where things aren't going perfectly, and if you can like patch up those holes when you're already winning a game and be like, okay, like we need to watch out for this and this. Well, NiP, they're only going to keep building. Vitality obviously getting to use that pause as well, getting to discuss as they go into this next gun round. It's a double AWP as well coming through. Taiwu and Shox. Quite the duo, but is it going to be enough to get Vitality back on this board?
Ooh, this is ballsy. Shox has gone into this smoke. Flash is going to fall past him, and they see him. Plopsky shuts down Shoxy up in the apartments. RPK now trying to hold down the B site, and hold it down he shall. While this goes on, Zaiwu bested Twist in the AWP head-to-head, but Nuke getting out towards ramp. We said that Nuke hasn't really been in a spot yet where we needed him to get many kills. This is one of those rounds. It's him and Rez left standing. These two currently bottom of the board for NiP, and they're in this 2-on-3. They haven't really had a chance to show us what they're made of yet. And so let's see if we get that here and now. Rez is going to get the bomb planted. RPK moving in from Catwalk alongside him, Apex and Zaiwu. through jungle and CT respectively. But there's Apex deleted. That's Rez finding the kill. Nuke up here on the Palace, waiting, watching, keeping an eye on CT. ZywOo's gonna best him. And this leaves Rez at ramp, 1v2 now. He hears the player dropping off the stairs. He knows where both of them are, but the bomb, oh dear, it's not planted for him. And he gets that kill. Nade onto ZywOo's gonna do a lot of damage. Rez is there to finish it off. And he gets that 1v2 in. 3 kills in the round and an 8th on the board for NiP. Rez and Nuke, they might have been bottom of the board there, but they show us that when it matters most, you can still depend on them.
Yeah, that's huge. And I was wondering what NiP's game plan was there. They had 2 HEs and a Molotov in the post bar, like loads of options available. But you know, first player, Nuke sat on the balcony in the open, left it to Rez, and that grenade actually does so much damage. It probably is the difference between him getting that Glock kill and not. ZywOo on the defuse and Vitality. They've got nothing to show in this map so far. They had a good start. That is it. Hampus, he'll finish Mizuta. NiP, oh dear, they need to check this close corner. Hampus doesn't look ready, but the USP also isn't too steady. Nice trade from Apex, but quickly and swiftly returned. And that's going to be the round. Shox alone on B. Shox put up a tweet up today with the list, I don't know if you saw this, Harry, with the HLTV list of clutches, of most clutches. He's actually above Zipex. Sitting in 3rd place was your boy Snacks. Polish prodigy, young upcoming talent that some people may have heard of. But yeah, that's kind of crazy to think Shox has the most clutches out of. I don't know what the metric was, but he was above Zipex and Snacks, and that's enough for me. It's in the 600 range.
That's enough, man. Yeah, you don't even have to know what the categories are, or just believe what it says. Because why would anyone on the internet lie? That's the
yeah, especially not Shoxy, Harry. I don't know what you're implying here. But
oh no. I mean, I've seen the stat as well. Let's see. Shox, this would be a good clutch. He's actually going to snipe one down. And
yeah, fair enough.
The tail. That's kind of cool. He just runs in at the end, does a bit of damage. But damage is one thing. It's it's not really much damage control here for Vitality. It's 9 on the board for NiP, and they're not really showing any signs of slowing down, and Vitality aren't really showing any signs of speeding up either. This has felt very, very one-sided thus far.
Well, is speed the solution? ZywOo looking to answer that question. Set up quickly in mid, but that's a missed shot. Oh dear, oh dear. The cracks are beginning to show for Vitality. And NiP in control of this game in every way, shape, and form. Hampus, he has a bit of an idea that Shox is in the window, but not using his Molotov yet. Going to save it for Connector. That could be info that Shox uses to peek, and there's no one covering this right now. They're moving up Catwalk. That smoke is perfectly timed. Plopsky's deep in B, and the bomb's coming to join him, but there's a rotation in the form of ZywOo. He's moved this AWP over. Flash up Cat for Hampus. Going to get players into the ladder. And NiP, they're just ready to crunch B. Here they go.
There's only one man who was anything to say, and that man was RPK, but he gets shut down, and this round's falling apart as well. I mean, this feels crazy one-sided right now. Mizuta gonna deal with one, but that's it. This is the round over and done with. Make no mistake about it. Shox, let's see. He's gonna give it a bit of a go, and oh, maybe it's not over and done with yet. Shox looking to give us another stat to add to the collection when it comes to these clutches. It's this crossfire that should have him dead to rights. And yeah, trying to run the gauntlet there. Plopsky finds the kill. NiP reach double digits as they put 10 on the board.
Yes, look at this from ZywOo. He gets 2 bulleted. He was holding for the boost, and well, that never came through. They swung on him. Apex getting caught by Hampus there as well. We've had a lot of that. We've had a few rounds where Mizuta and Apex on that A site have been caught out by NiP players lurking out ramp or coming in late from mid, and that's because NiP have been doing a really good job of not committing early. I've actually really liked the game plan here. A lot of rounds where they just take deep B control and then they walk out A in the 2 on X. And think about that as well. NiP, they've won 2 2v4s in this game, so it's pretty mad. Nice shot from Shox. One weapon in this round for Vitality, and it needs to provide something. It has taken a man out, but Hampus is already in the jungle and the window. Plopsky firing through the Palace, and Shox, now he feels a lot more alone. Luckily, RPK is going to get res and come through Connector, but it's just these 2 left up, and RPK's had enough on his second. Shox has 1 to his name as well, and this is very doable. Nuke knows it. He's running away.
Yeah, Plopsky's still here and could try and sell this as a bit of a fake. There are two players in comm, one of those being the AWP of Shox. He might go for the peek into Palace from the boost. Instead, he's just going to swing on out and he deals with Plopsky. Now this bomb on Nork's back, going to go down inside of the B site. But I'm a big fan of a Nork AWP. He's in this 1v2. And Vitality is still waiting outside of A. Now they realize it's not A, it's B. They start to rotate, but this has cost them a little bit of time. Nork is already on this angle as well. And he spots the first man. Oh, he should have seen them both there. The timing just a couple of seconds out. They're going to barrel through the window. Nork lights up the first. RPK now trying to get in, and he does dome Nork. Defuse going to come through, and Team Vitality, I'll take a third.
That was a spanking round from RPK, man. Those 2-1 digs. Oh, he rids a man in jungle as well, and even wins that seemingly impossible one-on-one towards the bench. Lovely stuff. But Harry, it's coming at a time that is full of tribulations for the side of Vitality. They're down 10-3, even with that eco win. God, those are some great shots, but are they going to be able to keep Vitality in this game right now? NiP still have all the money in the world to fall back on, and they will buy up until the end of this half. Double AWP again for Vitality. ZywOo's been good. He's going to make the catch-up again. Ooh, NiP are bursting into middle, but the flashes are impeccable. ZywOo can't see a thing. He peeks in late and finds one, but a chance to back up with no trade from NiP. That's exactly what Vitality wants.
Still, keep your eye on a man like Hampus right now, right? We've mentioned how these comm players feel like they keep getting away with a hell of a lot, and he sneaks through this smoke and, oh, well, just deletes Masuta, makes it look a little too easy, if you ask me. And now this bomb looking to come in through mid, up through connector. Apex could catch a timing to find it, but they just... Oh, they go back, and Twist actually nails him with the AWP. Shox now from back in CT, wants to try and deny this plant, but he's not able to do so, and he gets tapped down by Nork. This is just a masterclass from NiP, and Vitality getting caught sleeping at the wheel again with this comm play. Just nobody watching it means this A site falls apart.
Ooh, near shot on ZywOo's escape, and well, you know, we're bigging up the save, but at this point, it's not really going to matter. 11 rounds for NiP. They instantly respond as Vitality take another. Vitality haven't had back-to-back rounds in this game, and so that's a huge problem when it comes to money. They've not had the economy. Even when they've had double AWPs as well, it feels like only ZywOo's gotten away with effect from his, right? We had Shox get a couple in the other round with RPK, but that's it. And yeah, look at that, Masuta. He doesn't even get a chance to play the round. Masuta's been getting caught off a lot, and that is unlucky for him. But yeah, I mean, kind of make your own bed there, right? When you leave those positions open. 11-3, and NiP, they've got to be feeling pretty damn suave right now. Lots of utility in middle to start the round. One AWP on ZywOo. He's going to take it solo B for now.
Ooh. RPK's tried his hand at the lower aggression, and he's got Apex with him. They can catch a hell of a lot here from this, and they turn back. They deal with RPK, but they weren't ready for Apex in this same spot. Now they are, and they're starting to try and deal with him. They're all collapsing in onto Apex, but he is not faltered. ZywOo's there to round it out, and at the end of the half, it's 4-11. NiP still with quite the lead. You're going to have to join us after just a quick break for the second half of play here on the first map between Team Vitality and NiP.
life won't pay. Take what I have. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. I'm running on empty. This life will drive you crazy. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track.
The Ninjas in Pyjamas are storming through Mirage. 11-4 on their T side. It's their map pick in the series, and Vitality, well, they look like they need to warm up. ZywOo doesn't. He already came to the server already and raring with an ace in the opening pistol round. Let's see if he can get another.
Yeah, that's quite a tall order, but, you know, we'll see if he can manage it. Alion, Masuta, and Shox are going to throw in some utility over at this A site. These are the smokes for jungle and stairs, but they rotate back. And now they try and split mid into this B bomb site. So they've attempted to fake A. They leave CT open, and this has meant that NiP haven't rotated any one round yet. This leaves just Plopsky now at the B bomb site. He's playing the trigger discipline, shuts down the first, follows up with another onto Shoxy, and Masuta and Apex suddenly thrown into a 2-on-4. This was looking good, right? NiP, they kind of fell for the fake. They was only the two players here at B, but because Plopsky has held the fort long enough, the rotations have come in, and this round has fallen apart for Team Vitality.
Yeah, that's a weird one. They just throw standard A smokes, but I never understand why teams throw A smokes and don't at least send one player behind them, because, you know, not only is there res in spawn just spotting A and realizing that no one's pushed out ramp, but there's a player in jungle and he just peeks connector and sees two dudes running catwalk. He gives that info to the B players and NiP just don't rotate. And yeah, Vitality, RPK gets one kill and then they assume, B's empty. You know, there's only one here. They rotated from my A smokes. No, they never fell for them. They never believed them for a second. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe, you know, hoping that NiP make mistakes off the back of that round for Vitality, but you're kind of relying on your opponents to fall for it. And, well, NiP, they fall for nothing. Right now, it's a fall from grace for Vitality, and a force spike could put them back up in their place, but that grenade always coming in hot, and ZywOo will just avoid it, escaping back to spawn with Galil. Might want to give that to someone else in this round. He's on 5.
Yeah, they give him the deagle, and he decides, you know what, I'm 5 HP. I'll take every fight I can. He's going to wait in top mid, and from here, he can try and cut off any rotations through the catwalk, while the rest of his team try and exec into B. Now, Plopsky's gone aggressive into the apartments. He's up on top of the sofa. He's just lounging right now, and he gets one. Follows up with a second. He's done all he needed to do, really. ZywOo falls over in mid in the meantime, and this is a bit of a disaster. Apex has gone back to check the lower tunnels, but he's the man who's meant to be grabbing the bomb because Masuta hasn't.
No.
So now he leaves the tunnels after holding it this whole time. Well, the moment he's left, the Rez has moved into position and is coming in on this lurk from behind. He isn't quite able to drop the bomb, and he's actually given up the aim of the game that he's here on this flank. Apex left in the clutch, a 1v2. Does light up north, and now just Rez left to find, but Rez with 10 points of health is able to best him. And NiP, they get this 13th round on the board.
That was a nice try from Masuta. He jumps up on the balcony to replace the position that Apex just came from. And so when Apex drops, Rez thinks that Apps is clear and then gets swung on. Unfortunately for Masuta, he dies and Rez gets a kill. He was low, right? But yeah, that's a nice idea there for Vitality. Fortunately, not going to work wonderfully. And the late arrival to the B-bomb site will cost them 13-4. NiP 2 in a row in the second half. But this is it. This is the round of all rounds here for Vitality. They're actually buying in the third. I thought they were going to buy at 14, but I guess they make last round close, right? They get 4 kills, and so they think that, NiP's money is low. If we break it here, we can get back into the game. But the buy provided is damn good, despite the losses in the last. 1 shotgun, 4 rifles, and an A execute for Vitality. This is weird. They're all over Tetris. This is like a matchmaking game, Harry. No one's crossing the site.
Yeah, and as I know from matchmaking, when this happens, it doesn't end well. Normally, at least. Let's see.
Ooh.
ZywOo with a nice shot has bested Hampus back in CT. And they're just going to wait. They wait in sandwich as well. They still don't know that Nuke is in the site. And as long as he doesn't go for any info peeks here and just holds with the shotgun, his position can be pretty valuable. Flash is going to go over, and Nuke tries to peek on the back of it. Shotgun's 1 out of the round. Ooh, and a follow-up as well. It's all on shocks in the blink of an eye. But this man in clutches, we know he's a big fan of them. He shuts down the first 2. And now looks to fall back. Plopsky takes the peek through stairs, and the timing just missed by shocks. NiP reached 14, and with no bomb plant in that round, there's no money now for Vitality up against this 14 rounds to NiP.
It's very easy to criticize that round from Vitality, but I want to at least give a bit of context to those who maybe don't think about it. There was no utility in that round at all for Vitality. They forced, right? And so, of course, it doesn't really work, but that's why they try and sit in the Tetris and the sandwich. They know that they're waiting for fights from the site, but NiP have just been so sick and so safe. Flashing Nuke there, what a good bit of patience for NiP. And well, this time they're going to get crunched on A. They will lose a man and be down by 1 as Vitality go for this bomb plant. Rez with a Molotov, a lineup that will land default. He's going to get tagged though, and the grenade will kill him. Nice work from RPK. The site is still Vitality's. They're just waiting out the fire. Twist is coming in on rotation, but the flash is good. NiP may have good utility, but so do Vitality as they keep these ninjas out the site. It's Hampus with a full deck of utility, but he's too far away to even consider this.
Now, Vitality are pretty dedicated to hunting him down right now. They know, right, that as a result of making these last few rounds close, the money isn't going to be ideal for NiP. At the same time, once they get a certain distance, they kind of decide, yeah, I guess our money is pretty important too. And he can keep this M4 for a week here. So Hampus will live to fight another day, but that M4 is really the only thing that should be bought into this round for NiP.
Good trading on the A site for Vitality in that round, but yeah, they're gonna go back to it. I wonder if they're gonna just keep running these dry XX, or if they're gonna start throwing smokes now that they actually have the utility. Because eventually NiP are going to start stacking A, and well, they've almost done that in this round. 3 players, 2 in the site, 1 in the jungle. Nice shot from Twist, man. He's been so good. Doesn't matter what gun you give him. Big bit of a D shot from Rez connecting. Twist will finish the job started by Rez, and oh dear, the combo of the primary and the secondary is making Vitality sweat.
Yeah, but they've been just as sweaty on the rotation. Shock's trying to go blow for blow through the smoke, and that's a little bit overzealous. While he's fighting, Hampus just swings the stairs, even spots ZywOo and takes his head off, and it's Apex all alone. Hampus, man, just explodes into the map. And, we were kind of talking about how, when you bring Hampus in, you weren't bringing him in to bring some, big-time fragger into the roster. You were looking for a leader, and that's why he replaces Lecro. Well, he's making a case for either or in this situation right now. He's delivering some good calls to the rest of the team and putting up some big numbers as well. And the same really cannot be said for really anyone on the Vitality side, outside of maybe ZywOo. Even he's been pretty quiet in these last few rounds. Finally, we're going to get to see him with the AWP in hand over on this T side, but up against 15, this could be the only AWP we get to see him don right now.
And that's a sad reality, Harry, considering how he started this game. You know, he aced the USP pistol round in the first half. I thought this was going to be Vitality running the board, but yeah, I've got to say, NiP have really surprised me, and in the best of ways. They looked so good, and Vitality, yeah, is just not having any answers here. Fast play up into connector, that Molotov, oof, it will do a bit of a beating the way of Apex, but it's not going to be the con to A, it's cat to B with no splits. Shot through the smoke from Twist, throws the bomb at Hampus, and he gets flashed up as well for another kill. There is a trade, but they're already a man down, and Apex is hiding in the connector, hoping when that smoke fades, he can get a kill on an A player. Zywo will steal it, though, from the other side, and now Vitality can just sit back and wait if they want. They have 40 seconds. They were going to try and see if NiP get them a kill, but they need to make their minds up now as to what site they want to eventually end up at.
Oh, Apex, is he going to check for Nuke? Oh no, as he's going around, Rez actually spots him, and now they never even find out that Nuke is here. And so Nuke can get away with a hell of a lot. Zywo gets blindsided. Shox has got so many angles to try keep an eye on. Wow. It just doesn't happen. NiP, they take it. They get this one locked on in.
That's insane, Harry, and that's their map pick in the series as well, right? We got Nuke coming up after, that's going to be Vitality's pick, but I don't know what to expect now, right? Like, that was a great game, but it almost felt like Vitality, we didn't see the Vitality that we've been seeing, you know, not only for this entire tournament, but for, you know, the 5 of 6 VO3s these two teams have played against each other in 2020, 5 of which Vitality have won. So, yeah, kind of crazy scenes here, but I don't know what you make of it. You know, you're rocking the Swedish flag, Harry. It's not that you were supporting the Frenchies at the start of the day, so, you know, nothing's changed.
No, man, nothing's changed. Like I said, NiP, dude, they're not to be trifled with, Hugo. And I'm liking what we're seeing out of them. The fact that you got Plopsky, Twist, and Hampus all firing off, and then you still have guys like Nuke waiting, raring to go. I know, man, I think this actually isn't going to be plain sailing for Team Vitality after all. With their map pick coming up next, there's still a chance. You're going to have to join us after a break for it, so don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Man, you would think that things just weren't fair. You would say that this was not an even matchup. How did this team even get in the server with a team such as NiP? Well, that's because Vitality have actually just seen the pick of NiP not go their way. They got the CT side to start, whether they wanted it or not, and it did not deal out the death blows that they were looking for. In fact, it's going to be NiP picking up this first map of the series, setting us up nicely for Nuke, which is Vitality's pick here on this series of the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Now, of course, I'm not by myself, my name being Michael. I'm joined by Andy, and of course, there's Dwight here with us as well. Guys, let's begin to talk about the game at hand and why it did just seem a little lopsided.
That was a hard one. That was a hard one if you're a Vitality fan. That was an amazing game if you're an NiP fan, obviously. A very tough one to crack. I think we are in either of two scenarios right here. Either it's another case of Vitality having a rough start. That wasn't the case. That was the case last week when they played against NiP. They got destroyed on the first map. So that could be scenario A. And behind door number 2, there is NiP destroying Vitality 2-0. It's one of the two doors. I'm not exactly sure quite yet, but that was very disheartening for Vitality.
Yeah. And another Vitality supporter here in Pimp. What's going on, man? It seems like something's went wrong, and I feel like you might have the answer, Jacob.
I mean, when csgo starts out the game by absolutely annihilating the entirety of NiP, you know, an amazing pistol ace, you think to yourself, all right, it's looking good, right? It's looking like it's supposed to. Then you look at the statistics. They end up losing the map, 16-5? It wasn't really close at any point. You look at the opening duels going the way of Vitality, 12-9. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. They were actually opening up the rounds pretty well. csgo had found a lot of great openings, both on the CT and the short time they had on the T side as well. But Vitality just couldn't close anything out. I think NiP was just one step ahead in the way they approached the game, one step ahead in the way they sort of looked at Vitality. And I think like Maniac is maybe onto something when Vitality is starting slow, but right here, NiP just completely outclassed Vitality. And I don't care whether they started out slow or not, because csgo was there and NiP was just still miles ahead.
Yeah, so let's do that then. Let's just completely forget Mirage ever happened, all right? Now, we know what happened. NiP came in here and they steamrolled Vitality in the first map of the series. Now we look at the second map of Nuke. You got to think there's got to be a little bit more fight in the tank for Vitality. But I think there's only one man that can tell us why, and that's Maniac. We're looking right directly at you.
All right, you put me on the spot here. Well, the problem is, if you're a Vitality fan now and you see this Nuke come in, you must think to yourself, oh, cool, they probably, gonna start on the T side. Well, that didn't go well last time versus NiP. That didn't go well at all. And then their CT side was terrible. Vitality lost 0-8 when they were on the defense. How can that be a great omen? So when you're looking at Vitality now, you're hoping for two things. First of all, a reaction, overall a reaction from the squad, mentally in terms of resilience. It's okay, you know what? We ducked up the first map. Let's not think about it just like we were doing here. So put it aside. There's going to be time to debrief what happened because Jacob is onto something. They dropped rounds they shouldn't have. When you have your opening kills waiting for you and you lose 16-5, that's an issue. So you put that out and then you hope for an individual reaction. You hope for people to actually get together and put some stuff into it because otherwise, this is going to be complicated.
Complication. I don't even know if that's an apt word, but I think you are onto something right there. How can we pull that out just a little bit further, Jacob?
It's a great question, Trace. I like Vitality is starting to annoy me in the sense that we know how good they can be. We've seen the past couple of days, 2 different versions of Vitality. I feel it's a team that when they are on fire, when everything is clicking, they have the potential to be one of the best teams in the world. And it's also a team that falls short 16-5 to NiP when winning 12-9 in opening duels on a map like Mirage. It doesn't make sense when you look at it. When you put them to an eye test, you think, the players are all right. Apex got off to a good start as well. He was being very proactive at the beginning, won a few rounds for them, but something is missing, and I don't know what it is right now. Coming into Nuke, NiP, they're not the best Nuke team out there. If you exclude the victory they had against Vitality, was it 16-7 or something? They lost the past 6 games they played on Nuke, right? It's not a great Nuke team. They always play them close. They always double digits. They always manage to make it competitive, but they don't win. So Vitality definitely still has a chance here on Nuke, but NiP, with the way they're looking right now, I'm about to say that I'm going to change my prediction completely and say NiP is just going to take this 2-0.
Damn, and you hate to see him fall like that, and that is rather unfortunate. I'll let you guys kind of maul over that in the waiting room down there. And in the meantime, I want to tell you about this little game that we have going on. We have Vitality on one side. We look on the other, we have the Ninjas of Pyjamas on the other. And then we have the ever-giving tug of war that is the mods in Twitch chat, which get no love from anyone. No one ever loves those guys, girls. So that's going to be us right here telling them thank you on International Mod Appreciation Day that I've just made up as well. So we go to a break, we come back, we talk about Nuke, or we don't, and we play it instead.
Touch from you takes me to paradise, paradise. One look from you and I fall in your arms, in your arms. Baby don't stop, baby don't stop, baby don't stop it. And give me your love, give me your love, give me your loving. Say that you want, say that you want, say that you want it. 'Cause this is my love, this is my love. Something about you feels like heaven came along. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Something that you do makes me feel like we belong. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel It's like you go beyond my wildest dream, wildest dream. Baby don't stop, baby don't stop, baby don't stop it. And give me your love, give me your love, give me your loving. Say that you want, say that you want, say that you want it. 'Cause this is my love, this is my love. Something about you feels like heaven came along. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Something that you do makes me feel like we belong. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm just enjoying time in my mansion away from home. Hugo, how are you doing, my friend? You look great, you know?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I like the flex, Harry. I mean, not your house at all, but nice try. Got to avoid the doxers somewhere or another. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. I think there's a lot of question marks on this series right now with Vitality really dropping the ball on Mirage. It wasn't their pick, though. Oh, look, it's their pick. And we head into Nuke. Now, Maniac mentioned this, but just to re-say it, when Vitality played this map the other day at Blast against NiP, they lost 16-7, but all 7 of their rounds were on the T side. So I'm still expecting a good first half at the bare minimum here for Vitality, but there's definitely some big question marks on their defense. However, that's not till later. NiP waiting, and they already see some windows getting broken. They should be ready for an A play. Haven't smoked the shocks. Here they come.
Yeah, Hampus hiding close in the site, does get bested by Masuta. Twist hops down from heaven and he's going to help out, but he lost his teammate. In comes Nuke, and oh dear, this is all gone pear-shaped for Team Vitality. Shocks in the 1v2. You know, shocks and clutches, 2 phrases that are synonymous with each other. However, there's not really a single fight being given over. They just whittle him down, and NiP, they're going to find success here in the pistol to begin the CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, and that's going to make things even harder, right? You know, NiP already looked great individually coming into today, but like the team players on another level, the flashbangs and Mirage were excellent. And clearly, Hampus is getting more and more comfortable in this team as we're seeing him frag as well as lead. And we know that Threat can, of course, still comp with these guys during these matchups. So that's something that's really, really nice for someone like Hampus here, who, of course, is an in-game leader by design anyway, but you know, Threat knows the rest of NiP far better than he will inside of this team. So that's always nice. Or picking them up outside is blocks from these 50s. And the transfer there from Nork finds a second, not the third because Twist stole it away, but the round will be NiP's with little dismay. M4's scavenged, and now Vitality coming in with their 3rd round bye.
Team Vitality early on, they're going to set up over here in the lobby. There's aggression coming through from Plopsky, and he's making noise going through this smoke. Still deals with Masuta, and there's not a kill back. He gets lost in this smoke for a moment. ZywOo will deal with him, and Twist isn't able to rotate into ramp in time. So ramp from Fools to the control of Vitality. They drop down into the B bomb site, and they even smoke off Rez, so he's not really in a position to have much of a say during this site take. Shocks, in the meantime, is wrapped out through Hart, and Hampus has no idea. The timing on this is everything, and Shocks, ooh, sneaky peeky like, but he gets spotted by Hampus, and oh dear, back up the vents he goes. Meanwhile, RPK comes in to help out down at the B bomb site. This round is chaotic as anything, and now Rez going to reposition over here towards Decon. This is such a mess. Apex is trying to put in the numbers. Shocks is going on a long rotate all the way outside, and IP, there's a temporary 3-on-3 inside of this B site.
Yeah, but that's temporary, like you say, Harry, and Shocks is coming in to cut off their rotation point. That is the back of Secret. Door swung open, RPK swings to trade. ZywOo will get it before he does, but the flash is good from ZywOo, and RPK finishes the job. This flank from Shocks, not needed, unnecessary, as Twist is looking to likely save. He's going to try and go for a kill here before he does, but this is a lost round already, and they've seen him. They've shot at him. Actually, I don't think they had. They just took a bullet to the ramp, and Twist will get away with his life. Nice round for Vitality. That was, yeah, like you said, so messy. Rez, his position was known the entire time down on B. The door was open, he smoked through it, but he got nothing from that position. Cut off by the utility. ZywOo holds inside of the site very well. And yeah, Shocks as well. The fact that he, you know, Shocks is a very unlucky round because he misses a bunch of timings and he knows he's missing them, but he doesn't, you know, do what a lot of players would, which is like overcommit and just try and force fights. He backs up after he gets spotted from Hampus. He just stays alive, and him being unknown and in the backline the entire time is in the back of the minds for NiP. So yeah, good round for Vitality. We know they can play this T side, and they've already shown us how.
Once again, they're looking to get out towards ramp. Plopsky dodges the flash, but only offers up 1 kill. Molly gonna rain on in, and this leaves Hampus with not much room to work with. He does take down another before he gets dealt with. Down at the B site, Rez is already here, and that might make Team Vitality reconsider. Shox comes in to this A bomb site and rids them of Twist. And now Vitality are going to go back to try and secure a presence over here at A. Shox does get dropped, and now these players outside, they're going to try and wrap onto Nork. He's got to be ready, and he's not. Apex finds him. And right now, ZywOo. God, where's he at? He's on the roof! He's on the roof, but Rez gonna get the kill onto Apex, leaving it in a 1v1. ZywOo went from the roof into this A site and now gets that bomb planted.
He missed the kit. Harry, he missed the kit. There is one on the site, though. It's okay. It's not done yet. Although, Rez, does he want to commit? Yeah, he's going off the ladder. Right choice here. He knows ZywOo can't be in heaven because he's planted. And ZywOo, oh dear, timing is everything. He's going to look up. Rez is running. Oh, no, ZywOo's let him pass. And, oh, humiliation station. That's the destination Rez is at. ZywOo, you love to see that. You know he's considering the knife, but he's not going to throw the round. This man doesn't throw rounds. ZywOo. Nice work from Apex. He gets caught by that ridiculous CZ shot from Rez, but he actually catches Nork moving from main after he kills Shoxy. So essentially saving that A site, because Vitality didn't want to drop B into where Rez was waiting. They knew there was a player down there, so they avoid him and they find a second, breaking the money of NiP early in this game and forcing them onto pistols.
Shox has opened this round up with a frag and secured a pathway over here outside. Now, down in secret, there are 2 players residing here for NiP. And it's a bit of a bait and switch. Rez is designed to try and pull the attention in, but they check for Nork. Apex, come on, he's played CS before. He's not an amateur. He knows that there could have been another man there, although he does get bested by the USP shortly thereafter. And that's now an AK in the hands of Rez, who resides down here in secret. He's going to fall back and maybe look to go up the vents for a rotation into this A bomb site. Problem for Plopsky is, as the great Conor Gervin once said, they are on the roof. And so they're already getting up and past him.
Oh, baby, this is it. The moment of truth, Harry. The moment we've all been waiting for. Oh, okay. Yep, forget it all. Never happened.
And of course, he's... But... Team Vitality picking that round up.
Like how you leave that one open to interpretation a little bit, Harry. But Shox doesn't leave nothing. Only corpses, only bodies. Bruised and battered as Vitality find a 3rd round. Shox with 4 kills in that one as well, lifting him up from the bottom of the server to the top of the team. I actually do like how I laugh every time I see that Betway ad, because they had Lekra on it and I called them out and they switched it to Twist. But yeah, I mean, makes sense, right? And Twist has been a bit of a beast inside of NiP, but right now we need him more than ever. One thing that is certainly a problem for NiP and Nuke when we see them play this map is Twist does not seem comfortable AWPing on this map like he does on anywhere else. Like, he's a beast on Mirage, on Overpass, but you put him on this one, he suddenly starts to struggle. And we often see him and Nork like trade the AWP back and forth. And like Nork certainly does have a better grasp here on CT Nuke, but we don't always see him have it. So I'm excited to see where the AWPs go today, especially considering Twist looked damn good in that first map. Oof, that's awkward. Shox gets the kill and then kills Apex, trading himself. Ramp's open.
Yeah, Plopsky's going to miss the timing on this, and if he tries to come back, he's not going to like what he finds in the ramp room. Team Vitality are actually starting to pressure hell, and Plopsky not even considering this as an option. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, it's NiP gambling, and they've got reason to believe it's going to be a continued outside play. And like, you know, we see Mad Lions do that earlier. Actually, a lot. They gave up ramp a lot in these like 4-on-4s, 3-on-3s, and situations where you wouldn't typically give it up. But that's the gamble, right? That's the mind game. That, oh, why would we give up ramp here? It makes no sense. And like, well, yeah, you're right. It's Vitality. They run over the A site, and yeah, NiP gamble with double outside, and that leaves them very vulnerable. I think a reason they're doing that as well is they are stacked on top of A, and so they know they can just play like site. So if Vitality go B from ramp, NiP actually don't care because they'll just drop vent or secret really quick. So yeah, those are the options. And obviously if Vitality come A, NiP should be ready, but they get wrecked from the Heaven play. Like you said, like almost not expecting it, but they definitely should have.
Apex gonna delete one. Now Twist is trying to be sneaky about this, but Apex sees him as he falls. So this should be Twist getting dealt with. Apex gonna finish him off as well. And now this lobby push that's come through, it's almost a lineup for RPK. Instead though, he does get deleted after getting the first kill. While all this has gone on, ZywOo is down the vents in MB. Shox is floating around here as well. Quite soon, might even get the information that both players for NiP are up on this A bomb site.
Look out there, Rez. It is a dangerous time, and well, he will fall headfirst down the ladder hole right into hell itself. Vitality, again, another strong T side like they had last time they played this map, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of that flawless T side that NiP had. So it's not going to be an easy street, and that's why Vitality might need the round lead in this half if they want to win. Otherwise, it's elimination on the line. A 2-0 looming over as NiP take their map pick in this series. Double orbs are out, Harry. The moment of truth here for the Ninjas. We'll see what they do with them. Apex is desperately looking for this pick, but that smoke has saved Rez's life, giving him a window to fight it. They're going to flash through. They're going to commit. Rez is somehow tucked, but they've seen him. Apex won't chase him down. Rez gets away with a kill. He probably never should have had it. Hampers shown from heaven, and he has a Molotov to stall the plant out. Twist is wrapping lobby, and there's another man coming in from main in the form of Nuke. Those double orbs now turn into a bit of a liability in this retake. Twist got smoked off. He's got to leave. He's got to go somewhere else. And luckily for NiP, Vitality are taking so long to get this plant in. The main smoke will allow for it, but now NiP can set up elsewhere with this retake. No kit.
Yeah, the lack of kit is going to put a lot of pressure on NiP. They've got to be pretty fast here, and this decision to wait, hoping that something presents itself. Now they go. Flashes go in, and that's a nice little idea there, the double flash. However, ZywOo doesn't really care for it, and he shut this round down. Not going to remove one. Spam damage from ZywOo in through the hut, and that is the round sealed. The fate of it falling in favor of Team Vitality. ZywOo's even hunting down this AWP outside. Look at him go. His last AWP is behind red. He's going for it. He removes it from NiP. Team Vitality 6 on the board. As they're looking to lock in that third and final map of Inferno. Right now, they are making a bit of a case for it.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Hampers shot his teammate with the AWP. Yeah. He kills Mizuta, but he also tags his friend, and ZywOo finishes the job with that spray transfer. You know, who knows? Oh, that might be a restart round. Who knows? Like, but like, yeah, if he doesn't do that team damage, is that a different round to NiP kill ZywOo? Who knows? I don't know, Harry. I don't have the answers for you. Stop asking me, man. But yeah, that's a very unfortunate round for NiP. Vitality have been full of good ideas on this T side. Lots of heaven flanks. Let's see where they go from this one. Well, look what we have here, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, well, you know, man, I don't want to say that I've read the scripts and so I already know what's going to happen in these games, but maybe it's something to do with that. Who knows?
Disappointed in you, man.
So if you guys want me to don the team that you picked against Flag, you can hit me up various different payment methods. Message me over on Twitter. Prices start at around about $4 grand. So yeah, you know, we can make something work.
Harry. Profitable time.
I mean, you know, there's always a good time to make money. That's the old saying.
I noticed that Vitality, before that round got restarted, tried to set up a Hell Smoke from T-Spawn. At least the lineup I recognized. And so I imagine they're going outside in this follow-up round. Of course, assuming they do the same round that they were going to, and who knows. 2 AWPs out. I wonder, I don't know why we had this restart. I wonder if that's related. A Windows update. The classic.
Wow. A Windows update. That's
What
pretty
year
cool.
Is this? Forced Windows update.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could turn that off in the settings as well.
No,
So
not
wait,
if you leave
who-
it for too long. If you leave a Windows update for too long, it will just do it. That's the thing. It will just like force it.
Who's the unlucky fellow with a Windows update?
I don't know. Everyone's in the server right now. ZywOo.
ZywOo. I somehow knew it would be ZywOo. If anyone seemed like the kind of guy to be leaving those Windows updates to the last minute, tell me it isn't ZywOo.
He wants to play CS, Harry. He doesn't want to sit and watch that blue circle.
Yeah, and dude, I 100% know what he's been doing as well.
Yeah.
Every day that's been popping up, telling him it's scheduled for this exact time, and every day he just ignores it, keeps on pugging, keeps on playing, and it's, you know, you can run away from a Windows update, but well, no, wait, that's not true. You can't run away. You can briefly, but it kind of lowers the impact of it. Yeah. Oh, ZywOo, man. Come on, like, you know, RPK is the kind of guy who has that like clockwork set up, right? Like, it's not every night, midnight, his PC scans for a need for an update. ZywOo, meanwhile, 400 items on his desktop, just everywhere, not even aligned to a grid. He's a monster, and now now he's delayed the game with a Windows update, of course.
And as anyone knows, a Windows update in the wild can last anywhere between 3 minutes to maybe 3 days. And, well, luckily we have time. Plenty of it in high supply. Maybe too much. Yeah, the other two actually have blue crosshairs. So, you know, it's the outside of the flag. Guess. Harry, what color is your crosshair right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. What color is my crosshair right now? Green. I'm using Twist's crosshair, I think, or one of his old crosshairs. I watched like a video of him DMing, and it inspired me to just go and equip everything that he uses because he looked really good. Both in the server and outside the server, believe it or not.
Did you get his hair gel?
No, I didn't. I don't have that kind of money, Hugo. What do I look like to you? But yeah, no. I love looking at pro crosshairs, man. Some guy recently on Reddit made a config that has like 160 crosshairs or something built into it from pros. I just thought that was so cool, so interesting. I don't know. I like the idea that. I always feel like whenever I change crosshair, it like micro refocuses my brain in the sense that like it's just a little new thing that it doesn't really change like the muscle memory too deeply, but it just gives like my head something new to consider. That's why I justify doing it a lot. And I think that's why
I like that.
Other pros, you know, like they'll say like, yeah, I just put on this crosshair before the game and like, you know, drop 30, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
crosshair
think
doesn't really matter either at the end of the day.
No, when you play a lot of CS, you can like fall into the trap of like not staring at your crosshair sometimes. Like if you're not focused, you're looking elsewhere. And if you want to be accurate and you want to hit those headshots, like you need the main focus on the center of your crosshair. Otherwise, you know, how else are you supposed to hit them, Harry? Makes sense, right? Well, let's see. Where are NiP looking? Center of their screens, perhaps, but right now down by a man in an eco round. Vitality have all the control. They have yard. Nuke's hiding Hellside. Twist is dodging death. For how much longer? That smoke's about to fade. Yeah.
Oh, Nuke is going to delete Apex here. And so that AK's been retrieved. Masuta was hoping to get the trade, but that hasn't presented itself. And Nuke now armed and dangerous down here in Hell. That's going to force this bomb to head down through Secret. And actually, Nuke's put up another kill. That's not only now a 3-on-3 for NiP, but there's weapons that can be retrieved outside. Plopsky, oh dear, this is not the place you wanted to find yourself. He gets caught out in the open, and Shox even follows up with a frag onto Nuke. ZywOo feeling the extra frames from his freshly updated Windows. Let's see. As he's going to have to look towards Windows once again in this round. Rez over here in this position, with only the Deeg. Has deleted one man. RPK's wrapping around from behind, and ZywOo's up here on the rafters. Rez gets the info. There we go. And he's anticipating that RPK is at ramp, and that's not the case. So I feel like even if, he was able to find ZywOo, that round is still very, very tricky for it, just because they don't know where RPK is.
Yeah, this T side is shaping up like we kind of hoped, like we predicted for Vitality. Like they're not going to get completely swept in this series, right? We just need NiP to put up enough of a fight because there's just big question marks on Vitality's defense on this map. These orbs on the CT side have yet to come to life. Nuke is always a performer on Nuke, even when he has a rifle. 10 kills right now. He's top of his team. He's got to stop Shox, who's going to drop into main side. Nuke, the pivot. He gets one. Another makes it into main though, and it's a quick A play. Apex with the entry, and that wrap is perfect on the site. ZywOo follows up and says goodnight. It's Plopsky running for the hills here. He shouldn't even look into this one. He should just get out with his gun. Might want to try and take players with him, but you are not affecting the outcome of this round at this point. 8 rounds to Vitality. I like this spot. You get a lot of info, but you've also got to move eventually, because that bomb will reach you from here. Probably won't kill him, though.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, okay.
That's a sweet little moment, man. ZywOo and RPK huddling up together at the back of Squeaky as they get another round on the board. And this is a real feel-good game for French Counter-Strike right now. That first map of Mirage left a bit of a bad taste in our mouths when it came to this Vitality squad. And it looked like NiP were just ready to blow them out the water. They definitely were back on the NiP proving ground of Mirage. But here on Nuke, the map pick of Vitality, this T-side is getting more and more convincing by the second. Now, Hampus, this man would recoil if you called him a Nova normally. But he's picked one up heading into this round, and let's see what he can get done with it. Oh, that's such a shame, man. The Nova is like so hit and miss. Out of all the shotguns, I think it is like the most inconsistent. I feel like you dink people all the time for like 40, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like if that's an XM, he blows Apex away and then probably pushes and just kills everyone else, because that gun's incredible.
Well, unfortunately, it's a little bit out of the price range, Harry. A little bit out of the budget. ZywOo, he's sticking to his sidearm as he runs behind these smokes towards B, waiting on the reload. Nuke, nice shot, but he's traded, and at this point, trades are only going to favor Vitality further. This is dangerous for Rez, but luckily he avoids death. Vitality heading down to this B site. Twist is here with a shotgun, Harry. He could finish a job that Hamper started. That's if Vitality commit, and that is still a big if, because they're going back up the stairwell as I speak. A common bit of misdirection, sending NiP lower, but it's not an over-rotation by any means. We still have 2 players in the lobby for NiP, so, well, that's about to change, potentially. Rez getting pushed down to 20. And Vitality want A, they just want to figure out where another player is. They can assume there's a B player, they know Rez is indoor, and they're just trying to figure out Plopsky as well. But right now, A is guaranteed, it's a lock-in, it's loaded, and they're ready to go.
Whoa. And Shox has really made it so. He delivers all the kills needed up at this A side. Twist. He retrieved that Nova earlier on, and he's not going to have much of a say with it. Down here towards Heaven, creeping on up. Doesn't want to risk going down. Not just up the ladder, at least. He's going to try and find something. But this is 9-2 to Vitality. And at this point, it kind of already feels like a third map might be guaranteed if NiP don't turn this around sometime soon. Nice shot from Twist as he spots RPK looking the wrong way. Not able to follow up, and there was even a man outside to deal with him in the form of Apex. So his time was very much limited in that round. 9-2, and the investment looming now for NiP, including that AWP on the back of Twist.
Okay, here it is. Another gun round, another litmus test, another chance. But Vitality, they are taking every liberty in this game right now. 9-2 up. NiP with the AWP on Twist. He's yard, very deep, and watching for the jump. He spots it, but ZywOo will get that info back, and Twist, oh, very close, will not connect. ZywOo now on the angle. Oh, that's a great flash. It makes ZywOo turn. Twist re-peeks, he gets the kill. It's a dangerous fight, but he will come out on top. Vitality are going to try and drop ramp with this. It's going to be Popsky close. He doesn't have any time to put down utility. He's got to fight, and he will get 1-for-1. 1-for-1 is good when Twist has the advantage, and he will extend it by 2, finding RPK, dropping B. This is Twist coming alive. This is the Twist that we needed to see in this game. If NiP want to put up a fight, Nuke spots the cross to B, and the plant comes through. It's NiP in a 4-on-2.
Molly in the vent. That's going to force Hampus out into the open, and Shox was not able to capitalize on it. He's still holding over here towards the double doors. Apex, meanwhile, the lone gunman inside of the site. A lot of this comes down to how much of a stand Shox can have, and he's dodged this flash, but they are pressuring.
Oh.
He's going to line up the double, and Apex comes in with one of his own. It's all on to Nuke in the blink of an eye. This was 2v4, and the 2 players for Vitality are still standing at the end of the round. Apex and Shox make that look easy. They walk away with their heads held high, and a 10th round on the board for Vitality. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Like, what incredible shots for Shox. The fact that he mollies Hampus, and Hampus still escapes the decon and just comes back into secret and dies to that. Oh, NiP, they were gifted a path back into that bomb site, and they will not take it. They'll take the high road. Instead, it's going to be, oh dear, anything but high highs for NiP. More like low lows, 10-2, and back to an eco. Feels like no matter what happens, this is where we are for NiP. After a storming Mirage, a 16-5 win they just took. And now Vitality are back in control. The French lineup that we know and love. Nuke looking for shots in secret. Molly's going to go ahead of it. Doesn't hit anything though, and he can't hang around, or he would be dead to either the bullets or the fire. Twist, he's died in this position before. He's got to be very careful with the spam. Vitality are being loud and proud about their positions, taking hell. Plovsky's here to try and stop them, but they can climb up the outside to heaven with ease.
Yeah, they just pressure him. They just deal with him while he's got the fight. And they follow up as well into these main players. NiP, this CT side has just been picked apart at every turn. Nuke's down towards ramp, but that doesn't really give you... Ooh, Hampus lining up a double. All right, maybe there's still a chance. His Deagle has given NiP something to work with. Nuke is here, left in the 1v2 at the very, very end. And he is to now finish what Hampus so graciously started.
I wonder where he is, Harry. Oh, that smoke is so annoying. He opens the door and he doubles back immediately. So I like that from Nuke. They're going to be watching that smoke for some time now. But as time ticks on down, realization that he's not there is clearer than day. The door opened again. Nuke can't find a fight here. They're shooting him from behind. Apex will get the kill. And Vitality just keep it up, man. They are not stopping. ZywOo's work is actually being played off the back of. He has 15 kills, 4 deaths. Shox is looking so good as well. Oh, just everything lining up for Vitality. It's the team we needed, the team we wanted back on Mirage. And well, right now they're bringing it to the table, albeit a map late. Better late than never. Double AWP out for Ninjas, and Twist supported by Nuke this time, who has no armor on his.
Yeah, and there's a very heavy presence towards outside from NiP right now. You've got Hampus there playing this kind of rotate between ramp, hell, and heaven. And you've got Twist back in CT. But as a consequence of this, now doubling up over at ramp, your A site hold is pretty lackluster, and these rotations are going to take a while to come through. You've got Rez and you've got Plopsky here on A, and these are the only players who can do anything. You know, outside of the 10 seconds or so it's going to take these players at ramp to get into position. And this is the exact round that Vitality just try and run a play into this A bomb site. So we will see Hampus beginning an early rotation. He gets ahead of it, and the decision to go for that is great for NiP because he's now up in heaven, but they weren't able to deny the vent drop. That's one of the
oh my.
One of the problems that they're going to run into now. And Nuke has come rotating down from ramp. He's trying to hold on to B with this AWP. He doesn't have armor behind it, so he gets one, and that's enough for him. Bomb gets dropped as well. Shocks and RPK left in the 2-on-4.
Yeah, I mean, if you think this round is done, though, you're a fool. We've seen Vitality win these ones round after round. Shocks, it's all on this kill on Upper. He's making noise. Rez knows, and Shocks doesn't look at the corner. Good stuff from Rez. RPK has got the bomb back. He's going to hunt the kills, and he almost gets a double. That could have been a chance for the tank, but unfortunately, he is derailed, and NiP get up to 3. It's not exactly a strong half by them, but they can recover. They can make this one close, or closer is probably a better word. Finally, NiP getting something done with a gun round. It's been forever, it feels. Of course, Vitality have full money for the last of the half. They have no issue continuing to buy. Yeah, they went for the vent dive, Harry. I think it's a fast rush. We'll hold this for later. It's a quick A play. Apex is already out, and Rez is at the back of the site. He's going to mow down 2. Nice lineup from him. Plopsky actually assists, and Rez is not done with 2. He's on another. RPK double into the site, and it's a 2-on-2. The bomb yet to be planted.
Yeah, RPK now going to plug in these numbers. The only place he was vulnerable to was Heaven, and it's actually not the commitment now. 1 player from main, 1 player from Hup. Both players on AWPs. And they spot Twist early. They see Norks here as well. Both players missing the opportunities they were given to get kills, and Nork runs in with a nade out. Twist misses the shot, and Shocks is going to shut him down. So to round out this first half of play on Nuke, Vitality find themselves up 12-3. NiP, they've got quite the comeback if they want to get this one done in 2. Alternatively, we could end up on Inferno, that 3rd and final map. You're going to have to join us after a quick break to see if we get there. We'll be back with the second half of play in just a moment.
Snare into the air so you can catch the beat. We're shooting bass butter on the dance floor to help you move your hips and to blow your mind out through your mouth. I'm bringing loco coco vocal eclipses. Is there a sexual undertone? I don't know. Saddle up that funky old swirl. Alright, we're cooking lipolicious grooves. You need to vibrate all your heavenly curves. Now I know what you're thinking. Say you shouldn't clown a lady cause she's fat. That ain't my game. Tripping the fun back fantastic. By my barbecue range, that's where it's at. Alright. Is there a Ruben-esque undertone? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I wanna get your rebel hearts pumping. Alright. And when we're making music, y'all,
a vital half for the Ninjas in Pyjamas here as they are down 12-3. A map up in the series, but certainly not in control right now. The Frenchmen have come to play, but have they come to stay? Harry, their CT side on Nuke has been pretty bad when we've seen it in the past, even against NiP. So let's not count these Swedes out before they have a chance to show us what they can do.
Yeah, they're going to give it their best attempt, and it looks like they might have... I was going to say an A play up their sleeve, but instead it's all a ruse. They're trying to hit ramp. Masuta is going to deal with the first man in, but that's all for him. Rez leading the charge down here towards B. Has to get this bomb down. There's a man in the double doors that could try and deny this, but that peek never comes through. ZywOo best twist. And Shox emerges from the double doors. The bomb plant is never found for NiP. And Nuke now in a 1v4, a very unlikely 1v4. As Team Vitality secure the 13th round, the pistol goes their way, and things go from bad to worse for NiP.
Yeah, they were not ready for those early rotates, right? Like it was very obvious, very clear. They got the info, the teaser dropping B. Shox tucks in the corner, nice stuff from him, and NiP just go running right past. Combined with the fact ZywOo drops a lurk outside, that doesn't go even any better rather for NiP. And now they got a force against 13. Feeling done here, Harry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or the disbeliever, but you know, forcing here, meh. I would have loved an eco for the sooner buy, because what this means for NiP is they don't get a rifle round this game. There's a very good chance they don't get a rifle round this game. If they lose this, well, I don't see them ecoing against 14. Let's see what happens. They can still win this force buy. It can still be worth it. But what is their game plan? A kill outside and across the secret. The good thing about this is Vitality might over-rotate. They don't know how many players are outside, and they're trying to get info. In the lobby, they do. They drop the bomb, but it comes at a cost. Twist dropping Masuta before that point, and a 4-on-3. ZywOo holding A. Oh, Vitality not letting go of the round just yet. Shox is flanking this Vent player. He's been very good in secret, and he is going to catch Plopsky off guard. So NiP, they may have had a 5-on-3, but just as quickly as they get it, it will get them.
Oh, Nuke was holding on for that, hoping he could have caught them, but in the end, Team Vitality to pick it up over here on the CT side. 14-3, and that decision to go for the force for NiP means they're in this spot now where they just keep forcing till the game ends. You know, that's a nice, easy rule to remember.
Yeah. I'm just super shocked that they forced that round. Like it almost doesn't make sense. Like unless you can make both arguments. Oh, they just believe in their force buy, but then do they not believe in their rifle rounds? Because you don't get a rifle round. That's it. You just don't get a rifle round in your T side, and that's your own choice. And well, look at the consequences of their actions, Harry.
All I know is that Team Vitality win.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's not even counter-terrorist anymore. It's just you're giving them the team name. It's custom.
That whole bit there, that cost $12,000. So
wow.
Enjoy.
You sent DreamHack the invoice.
Yes, I have. But I don't think I have a VAT number, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Twist over here on top of the T roof. He's looking to do some damage with this Deagle. And, well, he doesn't do the damage with the Deagle. That's the end of the Twist report. Over to Hugo with more on the floor.
Actually, I've got less here, Harry. I feel like I have nothing to say. NiP, 3 rounds in the game, and it feels like that's all that's going to be happening here. Oh, dear. I don't know what's happened today, Harry. Something's in the water. Someone's poisoned the water hole. Someone's drinking the grape juice. And it might be both these teams. 5 rounds in the first map for Vitality, 3 in the second for NiP. Here's their rifle round. Whoa, 1 AK. And that's the only AK they've had this entire team. Side, and well, it's got to win them this round and the game, or we're going to Inferno. Seems likely at this point. ZywOo is going to make it so. He's dropped 2, including that gun, and NiP are just a couple of bullets away from a loss.
Oh, Plopsky is going to delete 1. Nuke digs down another. So maybe this game still has some legs on it yet. NiP trying to make this force buy work, but ZywOo, we remember, he began Mirage with an ace, and now he looks to end Nuke, maybe, with an ace. 3 kills in the round already, and a chance for even more. There's only this Deeg and M4 left for the side of NiP. Nork's taking the M4 with him down into the B bomb site, and Twist is going to move in and look to join him. Nobody here for Team Vitality, so a bomb plant might be locked in for NiP at a bare minimum here.
Would be something, all right, but Vitality, they know about this, right? They have full util and kits. They're playing retake. They're absolutely fine with giving away this bomb plant as long as they can rotate together. The worry is, like, is there someone vent? Because NiP could have someone there. Oh, Zia, that's a delayed bomb plant. Twist thinks he's already done it and gets off. So that gives even more time to Vitality. It's only 5 seconds or so, but that time can make a difference as Vitality are already inside, or rather outside of the B bomb site, looking to get through these doorways. Window's broken, that's going to draw their attention, but it's only a bait as we have a double decon setup. Nork is waiting. Oh dear, there's the swing. Twist with a Deeg. Nork follows up. They don't know Mizuta's here. He will surprise with a kill, doubles it down, and shuts out the round and the map. That's Vitality taking 16. And bringing us to Inferno, the finale of this series. It's been a very, very weird best of 3, a very rocky affair, but I hope that Inferno will deliver, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I hope we end up in like in a similar boat to what we've seen when this is how the games have gone, right? And that is like 2 pretty one-sided maps for the team's map picks, and then a close third map. We already had that earlier on today with Fnatic versus Mad Lions, and I hope that we get the same thing here, right? Either one of these teams at this point kind of feel like they deserve to take the victory. Either one of them have shown that they can and do deliver on their map pick. And now we head to the middle ground, and that's where I'm hoping that things get competitive. But stick around, because that third map is going to be coming up after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
I used to like this game, but lately I go crazy. Too many drinks again, my mind gets faded, it's complicated. Cause the closer I get to you, the more I don't know what to do. Can you tell me if we'd ever be together? Cause I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. Could this last forever? Will I ever know? I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. Many cigarettes, I'm covered in smoke, not losing my hope. I'm laying in my bed with you in my head. Do you get to you, the more I don't know what to do. Can you tell me if we'd ever be together? 'Cause I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. Could this last forever? Will I ever know? I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't know what you want. Can you tell me if we'd ever be together? Well, I don't know. I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't. Could this last forever? Will I ever know? I don't know what you want. Oh no, I don't.
Well, we're on the highlights back. We'll let you bask in it just a little bit longer here. Vitality absolutely slapped the bottoms off the NiP. And I do mean that in the terms of the Ninjas in Pyjamas. We look at this map of Nuke, and it goes 16-3 to the French side. A very convincing one at that. We can now look forward to Inferno as our decider in this series. And two maps that have been rather just one-sided, and it's been back and forth the whole way there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back to the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We're sweeter than a plate of yams with extra syrup. And speaking of sweet, I've got these two cool guys with me right now. It's going to be Pimp and Matthew. We're ready to talk a little bit about the counter that we just witnessed, and more so the differences between the two maps and why Vitality looks like they just woke up.
Well, sorry, Manny, I just want to point this out first and foremost, right? NiP is terrible playing the CT side of Nuke. Simple as it is. I just want to say, you know, they played 30 rounds of CT side of Nuke in 2 days, 15 rounds against Astralis, 15 rounds against Vitality, and they won 7 rounds total on the CT side Nuke.
Oh, that's lit.
Simply not good enough. So yes, Vitality, they were looking good. Yes, they were constantly abusing inside. They were rushing inside. They were just playing like dare say a matchmaking game almost, you know, we're just playing around with NiP. It looked too easy for me. It looked way too easy.
Okay, did I or did I not tell you guys that there was a possibility that Vitality would wake up? I told you, they just take some time to wake up. They're like a diesel engine. Like starting slow, everything is a little bit shaky and hurting, but then you get to the second map and now that's what I'm talking about. We see Vitality coming in, crushing everyone on the T side, Shox having clutches left and right, topping the charts on the first half. He had 17 kills on that T side of Nuke, 17 kills. He was running and gunning all around, ZywOo doing ZywOo things. And so then you end up with a third map that looks to be delicious.
Yeah, it does. And sorry, I was just kind of off put. There's a dog barking somewhere around here. I don't even really, we don't have a dog. It would just be one of the many mysteries of the LAN house that I found myself in for the past 80 something days. We're actually at the point where, you know, there might be ghosts in here. So that's a totally different talking point. But you say diesel engine. Now I think about that. And now I also think about just the endurance and how long the gas can stay in the tank right here. And I'm talking about that diesel itself, baby. I'm talking about that stuff that keeps the engine running for a real long time at a significantly less cost.
You want to do like a expose about the fuel consumption and the economics behind it? Or
there's no like drill baby drill or any of that weird stuff. I'm talking about like the cold hard facts are that we go to the third map and we get to decide this on the third map where both teams have shown us that they have what it takes to blow each other out of the water. Now, do we get that in the third map is the big question.
We get a close game. I think that much we can agree to, Maniac. I think the last 2 times these two teams played Inferno against each other, which happens quite often, it was 15-15, a draw in Blast Premier, and it was a 19-17 OT win for Vitality. So let's expect that these teams are coming into play. Let's expect that now in Vitality, they're warmed up, and NiP are looking somewhat better than they did on Nuke. It was a very rushed showing for NiP. Nothing worked out for them. They couldn't hold on to the CT start at all, and I expect it to be different on Inferno. It's much more open. It's a much more close quarter map, and I think guys like Twist, Hawk, and Plopsky for that matter as well, they're going to find themselves more comfortable on a map like Inferno. So I expect a close one, but judging by the look of it right now, I have no idea where it's going to go.
I can just put like a pinch of salt to that one. The last time they played against each other, it was 15-15 indeed, but Nuke had a massive game. And I'm talking about 2 1v3s that he completely put out of his pocket. I mean, Vitality kind of allowed him to do. They did massive mistakes for sure. I was watching that game kind of facepalming myself, but Nuke really saved the NiP. So I don't think this 15-15 is actually legit. I do believe Vitality go with a slight advantage, but I will agree with Jacob. This is going to be a tight game.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to keep our eyes and kind of focus exactly as to who is this diesel engine you speak of, who's going to be that front runner on either side of the table, since we know that both teams have capable players of picking up that torch, or better yet, grabbing the wheel and taking this game on in, which is what we're going to do here sooner rather than later. I'm just about ready to throw it to a break. Oh, well, what do you know? It is about that time right now. We go to a break. We come back with the third and final map, the Decider, Inferno, Vitality, and the Ninjas in Pyjamas here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.
It came through like a hurricane, blowing right through my brain. That boy drives me insane, like a hole in the head. Swarm off like a hex end. I saw him flirt with my best friend, but he knows my address and finds a way to my bed. I know I should give you up. They say love is just bad luck. I can't seem to shake you off of me. One more chance is all you need. You've got the best of me. Could you be my boyfriend just
Hi there. Right, let's get this one underway. We've got NiP taking on Vitality, and it's gone 3 maps somehow, some way, right? Mirage, incredibly one-sided. Nuke, same story, but the other way around. So not really the same story, if you can imagine it. And now we head to Inferno. Hopefully this is going to be a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
Hugo, to signify this game getting underway. will sign the inaugural air horns off as this one is set to begin.
Let's get this party started, Harry. NiP, Vitality, and a third map of Inferno. It's where things should hopefully heat up. And boy, what a gamble to start this game. Solo B player. He has loads of util though, so Popsy's going to be able to dump all that down banana, and anyway, it's clear, so he's not in fear, rather. NiP quad set up on A, and they're going to get dealt a fast hand from these Frenchmen.
Campus opens up, Rez able to remove one as well, and Twist is using this as a bit of a makeshift one-way. He's picking up an open, Astuta is left all alone, and he's able to get one, but that's it for him. NiP, they show up, they grab that pistol round, and they go 1-0 up, looking to bounce back after a pretty quiet Nuke game.
Yeah, I like that setup there. The player on the balk draws in the first man, and then Hampus gets rid of him from the pit. And NiP, because they're 4 alive, they have no fear in like pushing through that moto smoke, like you said. Twist using it like a one-way, and yeah, NiP just getting aggressive. So nice pistol there. Vitality walking to the stack though. It's an unfortunate gamble that doesn't go their way, right? If they rushed B, they probably would have won that round. Dead to rights, so you know, kind of a 50-50, but you know, coin doesn't always land heads up. In fact, I once heard a wise man say tails never fails.
That's the lie though. Everyone knows it always lands head side up.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is why the moment that someone picks heads, you're just screwed. You never win that.
Leave the building. You pull out a note, Harry. That's what you do. You flip a note, not a coin.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's how you've done it throughout the years, Hugo.
Thanks.
Like what, like a 50? Or did you do small currency as well?
No, thousands of it. Sorry. Yeah, no longer produced, of course. Right now, NiP, there's money flying out of these Frenchmen. Bodies are dropping bounties, and RPK nice kill when he's flash, but no more than one. Gonna be NiP finding that conversion as we wait for one more eco for Vitality. Now, Harry, here's the big question here. Here is the big question. Is this gonna be a stomp, or is this gonna be competitive?
Yeah, I'm looking into my crystal ball.
Okay.
And
what do they say? Maybe defeat. That's exactly what happened. So 3-0, NiP in control, and this game starting as it should, with conversions going the right way. We haven't had many force victories in this game. I would say, like, in terms of like second and third round buys, it's been pretty lackluster. But that's, if anything, a good thing. It means the teams have both had good conversion rounds. Let's see where things go here as Vitality come in with guns. Full right. Falls. Big set. Try and commit to the execute. It gets denied. Popsky all tagged up. Has to flash for a fight now. Vitality, they're scared off by the smoke, and they might just have to bail. This rotate's taking its sweet time for NiP. It's not coming at all, in fact, but luckily enough, neither will Vitality. They will remove themselves from the situation, go elsewhere. They definitely thought that they could have burst B off the back of that, you know, early utility coming through for NiP. So that's why that quad setup has a lot of value. And oh no, Harry. Oh dear.
Oof. Well, let's see how good Hampus is. He's down in the pit trying to survive.
Oh.
Hampus, yeah, that's the round over.
I don't know why they would rotate B then and not earlier or never. Like, that's a weird one. That is a very weird one. Like, as soon as Vitality goes silent, I guess. That's NiP going, oh, they're setting up for an execute, they're setting up utility. But it's like Vitality being so loud at the top of B that I think at that point they thought NiP was stacked, because NiP probably should have been stacked from the start. Like, from all of that grenade usage going up and the fact